Alrighty. According to this, we're live. I won't know for sure for at least like 30 seconds. I would say, unless you guys see it first. Also, what are you
I
grinding?
don't see anything.
Also, what are you grinding in?
Minecraft.
Oh god.
On
I
Chloe.
just got the ping.
Did you just get the ping? Is it going good?
Yep, stream is going.
Okay. I just want to make sure because you never know. I might have a private stream again.
I am on the floor. That is how you're getting time today.
If you fall asleep, I'm laughing at you.
Bet.
Yeah, I am live. Awesome. Dope. Alrighty. In that case, since we are live, what is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Watercast Ice, and welcome back to Discord Dungeons and Dragons. Say hi, guys.
Woohoo!
Hi guys.
Hi.
I love to sing and dance with you. It's my favorite thing to do. Sorry, I had to think of I thought I was immediately brought to the Random Encounters FNAF musical. If you haven't checked it out, it's super fun. That is, it has Nate Wants to Battle and Markiplier in it.
It would.
Well, I mean, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Anyway,
Mr.
D&D.
Hippo on Work Meetings.
Yes, D&D. So let's go ahead. Just make sure, Wanderer, you're here.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, let's go ahead and get started with what happened last time on D&D. The Solaires, after learning that the capital is totally not gone, disappeared into the abyss, specifically Ozogrots, they went to the city of Patstow in order to kind of get some more information from them about, what knowledge they may have on Ozogrots and kind of collect themselves. They took some time to meet up with some religious leaders, but as Belwraith went to Scales of War to speak with the other members of the church and essentially meet some of the new potential holy knights and cardinals that could be potentially set up. To which he kind of approved of two, and one he does not approve of, and chose to essentially lay down the gauntlet of challenge after he also met up with Dathana about, what's been going on since he's been gone.
I'm gonna kill that dwarf.
And the party started making their way back together and started to speak to, and ended up speaking with Belwraith's brother, who has now been promoted to essentially the head of the Church of Pelor. And basically, so Rauron essentially told them about what he knows on the country of Romhicht, and a little bit about what Belwraith had him kind of go do and look into. Upon after, though, they made it to Scales of War and returned to essentially the Great Chamber that you guys had killed Jehathan when you guys were kind of helping Patstow. And
Do you have that battle map, by the way?
But what's up?
Do you still have that battle map?
I do still have that battle map. But to say, I could pull it up, but it would have a dead Jehath in it.
Oh, never mind.
The corpse of my friend. And where we last left off, the Arcardinal Belwraith has been asked to basically give a briefing on the current state of things with the different churches, as well as kind of let them know what happened to the capital and like what exactly they should be expecting. So,
fortunately, I wrote this up a week ago.
Oh yeah, totally, a week ago. Yeah. Pre-planned, good to go, no issues.
Already, it's practiced. It's been rehearsed. We're good to go.
So
It made four of us cry. Like,
tears down our eyes. Not a dry eye.
Literal tears flowing down our cheeks.
If the
It wa-
audience does not cry, I'll kill myself
It wa-
because I
it-
have failed you. I have failed you.
It was such effective crying. We were One Piece crying. That's how brutal it is. So that being said, though, Wanderer, as a Belwraith was about to let everybody know. You may go ahead.
Belwraith approaches the stand and gets like a paper in order. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, thank you for gathering today. I understand that for many here today, we have not been formally introduced, but that will have to wait for another time. 4 days ago, at approximately 0900, myself, along with the Solaires, arrived inside of the city of Starlum using unconventional methods. After mild exploration, we had encountered a captured Pelorian Celestial. We had successfully released it from its bonds, but in doing so, alerted the Broken Skull to our presence. We managed to make our way towards the city center, in which we had encountered and defeated 2 of the Broken Skull commanders, Ezran and Omar, the latter of which is not confirmed dead. In doing so, a spell that was being maintained by them was disrupted. At this point, I had sent my message to Sir Vlad Tyr, at the same time gathering and liberating enslaved civilians. I am not certain how. Possibly one of the Solaires may fill the gap, but a portal to Avernus opened and pulled the city into Avernus. By the time the demons and devils had noticed us, we managed to use a wish spell to evacuate the civilians, and then a combination of a wish spell and a planar shift spell to transport ourselves back to the Materium. We regrouped and evacuated the civilians into Starlum's crater, ensuring to quarantine those infected with the Abyssal Plague. After doing so, we regrouped and teleported to the outskirts of the capital, upon which we had discovered... well, it's simply not there. Thankfully, one of the Solaires has been blessed with foresight and managed to reverse this blessing to view what happened. The Broken Skull had managed to capture an ally of the Solaires. He was welcomed into the city and made his way to the castle before using an artifact resembling a blue cube-like object, which had transported the city in its entirety to the realm of Asgard.
So you hear
Is
a,
there
you hear a lot of whispering amongst the people, which for you the Solaires, there's a lot of conversation basically going like, "Oh wow, the city was brought into Avernus. That's crazy. I mean, they were saved the civilians, which is good."
Blue looks over at Belwraith and tries to get his attention, seeing if he's allowed to speak.
At this point, I'd invite a speaker of the Solaires to take the stand.
Blue takes a couple steps forward and then just kind of appears next to Belwraith. I will take it from here.
Certainly. I'll step back.
Vlad just
Blue
Vlad just gives you a pat. Good job. Good job.
Blue steps up to the stand, looking over the crowd. My name is Blue Ward Night Meadow, the champion of the Raven Queen. I am one of the Solaires, and I was the one to witness the reasoning behind Starlum's descent into Avernus. As the city was falling, our dear friends, Henrik attached himself to something. He kind of looked over at the head of the Church of Mystra.
Mm.
Something only you may know. A old magi engine. Something that was meant to create that which would rival demigods.
You see them kind of like lift up a little essentially a little sign that essentially you would know Belwraith would be an indication that a church is to speak, and they kind of stand up and go, yes, you are referring to an arcane conduit used by the people during the Age of the Magi. Is that correct?
That would be correct. So this was massive, being underneath what used to be the Artificer's Guild.
That would be
As
very incredibly dangerous if that's the case.
we found Omar Resnick there, he was destroying it, using a firearm he made, attempting to break it. That way the city would fall. But after he escaped, our dear friend Henrik attached himself to the conduits, attuning to it, and making the city float. But in the process, it supplied power to the rift they were trying to open to the abyss, and instead connected it to Avernus. Thankfully, the rift did not stay open, but the city was transported. When there, as you heard from the Art Cardinal, we were saving civilians, but we needed to get out, as due to our connection to God, we got the attention of a multi-headed comic god.
You see the follower from the House of Platinum. You see him kind of raise up his like not his sign to speak, but more raised up his holy symbol in like a sigil of like, oh no. Go on.
Using a wish spell, I was able to get all of the civilians out and transported near New Starland. But due to the effects of a human attuning to an active arcane conduit, Henrik's soul was messed up. So he wasn't able to understand and was feeble, but he decided to stay behind and attune the arcane conduit to his masterpiece, a weapon he dubbed the Enigma. He fired a shot from it, and from what I saw, well, what I was told after managing to revive him, and what some of your gods may be able to tell you, he managed to explode the conduits, causing massive damage to any devil that was nearby, as well as, from what he said, scratch the multi-headed dragon.
You just hear a lot of whispering, like, oh, wow.
But we did rescue the civilians, and as you heard from the Art Cardinal, after we came back and we were told that connection to the capital had split, we used a teleportation spell to reach the capital to find it's gone. Having used a artifact created by a cult to... What is the place that it was teleported to?
It was teleported to
Azagratz.
Yeah, Azagratz.
Kind of goes quiet and looks across the room. The capital was transported to Azagratz.
But I say, like, now that two people have said it, you do notice that a lot of people are now like, there's a lot of heavy discussion. Like I mean, this is a room full of religious people. Everybody knows what Ozagratz is.
You know, because they're all clerics. They must be proficient in religion,
Of
right?
course, of course. Right, Wanderer.
I wonder.
Shut up.
There are only a few more avatars from the Broken Skulls left. We will be hunting them down, and we do have a way to enter Azenberg without getting the attention of its lord.
You see you see a person lift up a sign to like let you know that he wishes to speak. You recognize, as I described this last session, you recognize the one guy who doesn't look like he's dressed for like church. He looks like he's dressed to go gambling. As you see,
What is the gambling gods?
but it's
man?
the gambling god. Specific.
Blue would know that.
Yes, you would. But as he, let me pull up the specific name. Pat's out. Here it is. But as you would know as Timora, the god of luck.
Blue kind of looks over and smiles. The head of the church, Timora, wished to speak.
Why, yes, indeed. Hope that it's not too much of an issue for me to speak on behalf of the Church of Timora, but if you are looking to get some information on Azagratz, my church would happen to probably be the most knowledgeable, considering it is a city of sin, of sin of the flesh, but very much sin of the coin. And we are quite knowledgeable. I basically wish to just speak up to offer my knowledge and my information, if that would be potentially useful if you are all planning to make a trip into Ozagratz.
That would be greatly useful for us, though a conversation for afterwards, of course.
Of course, just wish to make that announcement now, so that way it is known to you all.
Blue's gonna pull out a platinum coin and just kind of flip it over to him.
You see he like literally catches it between his fingers, and you watch as he does like the Connor from Cyberlife trick where he's literally letting it roll between his fingers and back up to his thumb.
It's real platinum.
I say, Timora's luck and bless you.
Thank you. Right. After this is done, I will be heading to the crater that was left from where the capital once was, as I believe there is some stuff held underground that I need to check in. If there's any support that can be given to us, though you have your own issues here, it would be greatly helpful.
You see, once again, a lot of people kind of talking, conversing. A lot of you hear about, I say, for like Kazir, Garnan, but I say it's because considering the fact you guys are currently sitting amongst the crowd, you would hear a lot of people kind of going back and forth, going like, oh man, but I say being able to help would be good, but then you see like, but we have priorities here. Our numbers are stretched thin. We have a lot of sick, and we do have to make sure we're still counting for all the people in the farmlands. We still don't know the exact numbers of how far the disease has spread. Like you see a lot of diverse conversation essentially.
Yes. As they speak, Blue's going to hold up a hand, and just as a show, Blue's going to cast a ninth level spell.
Oh.
Blue's casting Foresight because it's the only ninth level he has, but he's just showing they have access to ninth level.
Of course. And you see some clerics kind of nod their head, but as I say, you see Vlad very much like kind of like interesting. You have indeed
Or-
you indeed have some powerful friends, our cardinal.
He's casting it with extended spells for 16 hours.
Mm. But as you do you like step back or return to your seat, Blue?
He kind of gives a bow and then takes a couple steps and then just appears back in the seat.
Absolutely. As you do, Vlad looks to you, Belwraith, and kind of gives the notion of, may I?
I will step back up.
Absolutely. He will remain.
Uh,
He will continue to keep his position.
Before we close session, is there any other matters to be discussed?
You see that there's a motion for a couple of different hands to come up. You see Rauron raise up his. Yeah.
I'll motion towards Rauron.
Yes,
Speak your mind.
yes, our cardinal. I wish to bring up some information that might be noteworthy of all the churches. We have received word from some of our scouts that we have a couple of leads on some new artifacts that are currently in transition. We currently have some agents currently chasing down this lead. It is a time-sensitive matter considering the fact they are on the coastline. Looks like they are looking to transport it. But I wish to rally this information to you as soon as possible. This information was brought through the grapevine of the agriculture of this country, and so it very much fell under my domain.
We will. Do you have any further notes on the artifact in question?
To my understanding, it seems to be a total of 2 chests. And one of them was noted with a marker that was put on by a previous Arcardinal, representing infernal heritage. It was given we had received this note that just to inform us that they are currently expediting their chances to reclaim it, considering the fact that these particular objects have the potential of being incredibly dangerous, considering a few of the puzzle box prisons were underneath Padstow.
I understand.
Kazir sweats.
Yeah. Because that tie you'd be adjusting it like, "Arr."
Who would dare try to solve one of those? You see that the head of the Church of the Platinum Dragon raises theirs.
Speak.
Yes. Don't mind me, just wishing to speak up.
Of course.
With everything going on, we are spread quite thin. Will you be attending to these matters yourself, our cardinal? As far as the capital goes.
I will be personally attending to the situation with the capital along with the Solaires.
You see a lot of like reassurance amongst the different heads of church. Like there's like 2 that are probably like, oh man, like really you're gonna go again, like, but a majority of them are very much like hush hush. About to say we need one of us to be there to like actually handle this. Like it's like a vibe of like it's very much a vibe of like some people are being stubborn, going like the Arcardinal should be here, but then like the majority are very much like no, this is a very fucking serious matter.
Yeah.
Like
even to address the few, I understand much of my tenure as the Arcardinal has been away from the city, and it is very regrettable. Unfortunately, my abilities are, frankly, and may sound egotistical, but it is above average. My skills are best used where they are best needed.
You see a lot of people very much like nodding. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Not bad. Oh, danced around the one for too long. 17.
All right. You see the couple that are very much like, they're leaving again. You see two of them are like, yeah, I mean, you obviously there's always going to be one stickler that's very
Yeah,
much going to be
someone's gonna argue with you,
but like you see that at least half of the people that would have argued are kind of like they're not like, no, that makes sense. I can at least see where he's coming from. You do see a woman dressed in a feathered cloak, with a plague doctor's mask, raised theirs up.
I gestured to them to speak.
Yes, with all the unfortunate demise of the ones that are here in the city, we are trying to protect as many lives as we can. But unfortunately, we've had to give a few to the Raven Queen. Their bodies are starting to take up more of the city's graveyards. I wish to make a motion for us to be able to expand, going into the north of the city, to create a larger graveyard, blessed by the Raven Queen, of course.
We will have to discuss this further. May we meet in 3 hours to discuss further? At this point, I would be willing to.
Of course. It's simply wishing to float this idea, as unfortunately our city's graveyards are starting to fill up faster than expected. And you see them sit down. The last one that kind of lifts the last one that kind of lifts up their sign. You see one dressed in like very joyful like clothing, like their robes. They're very like you could tell like based on their designs that like they hold a position of power, but you could see that they're very colorful. Like there's a lot more. They're very much more vibrant. And you see she raises up her sign.
Yes.
Oh, apologies. I wish to bring up on the matter of morale in the city. It seems that while things are, I understand, very low, considering the fact that the capital is unfortunately not on this plane, I suppose, we are still in the wake of the stop of Starlum. You were all able to defeat another abyssal avatar, to my understanding, and we were able to stop a very public threat to the country itself. I would like to make a motion to actually try to raise the morale of the city, potentially pushing for, if it's not, I know with dire circumstances, push for a celebration to be able to raise the moods of the people here in the city.
I'll
Hearing-
look to Vlad, see his face to try to guess what he thinks.
Vlad kind of gives you a look of like, he kind of gives you like the look of like, yeah, we need to be serious, but we really should also take our wins. These last couple months in particular have been pretty rough on the country.
Blue would like to cast message to Belwraith.
Sure.
It's just saying, I was planning on having a bit of a concert anyways to get people's spirit up, so this would help with that.
I believe Blue Ward of the Solaires already has something in mind. Naturally, I will grant permission for this celebration. I will allow you and the Solaires to plan this out.
And she looks over at you, Blue, and you see this vibrantly dressed woman, and she kind of waves at you in like the Valley Girl, hey!
He waves back the exact same way in a plague doctor's outfit.
Anything required for this celebration should be requested to Vlad.
Vlad will kind of give a gesture of like, of course.
Is there any other matter?
You see that the rest of the people are all kind of like they're speaking amongst themselves, but like it's mainly just like okay, like if we got this in order, we already got these things going on. We're pushing for this and this. You see a lot of them very much. It very much becomes a unilateral silence.
Lift your sign to motion for session to be adjourned.
You see a majority lift up their signs, with the exception of Vlad, obviously, who is behind you. He wouldn't raise one.
Yeah. In that case, this council session is adjourned. Please go home. Enjoy the night.
And you see the majority of them, with their some with their like first with their head priests of their church, and you see the majority of them making their way. You do see Lady Eileen, who is the head of the Church of Feathers. You see the vibrantly dressed cleric stays behind. And you see the man dressed in, again, not an outfit for church, more of an outfit like he's about to go party in Vegas. Still, like, steps forward.
Before they can get too far, I'll turn to your thoughts?
I think that went pretty well. And it's good to see that they are more willing to be vocal about the things they wish to speak on, and it's good to see that the Arcardinal is willing to take these questions and at least meet them with a level of stride. Could have been worse.
Of course, though I do remember leadership being easier before this council.
Yes, but easy doesn't always equal better.
Of course.
And that is the level. That is the punishment of progression.
Indeed. And then I'll turn to the people walking up.
Absolutely. Alrighty, as you do so, you watch as like Bimp and Knackle and all them. Knackle actually seems to walks over to an individual and is like speaking with them. Which, I mean, for anybody who has eyes, you would be able to, you would recognize that person is the head of the Church of Protection, which is called the Church of the Raised Gauntlet, which is the Church to Helm. And you see Knackles like kind of hitting it off with a conversation with them. But you notice that Blue, the woman dressed in vibrant colors, walks up to you and goes, "Oh, hi, hello."
Hello. I can't really see off of your clothes right off the bat. Who do you worship?
Oh, I follow Illyra, the goddess of joy. Which, Blue, better say if you would like to roll a religion check.
Didn't he have the melody of Lyra?
Lyra is different than Illyra.
Oh. Fair. Sure, I'll roll. Religion. How religious you feeling today, Blue? You feeling religious for joy? Actually, right, I have foresight.
Indeed.
So that'll be a 30?
Fair enough. All right. With that, you would know that Illyra and Lyra have a very close relationship as far as like the pantheon goes, because Lyra is the god of performance, passion, music, and while Illyra is essentially the goddess of passion, the goddess of joy, basically the overwhelming like emotion that is like emotion of peace. Eldath is like the representation of peace, but Illyra is the representation of like civilization and peace.
Sure.
And she kind of looks at you and goes, "It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance, Blue Ward."
He's gonna lift the mask off. That would be correct.
Yes, I have had the pleasure of being able to work with your master before.
Oh, that's good.
Ah,
Um, goodness.
Word has come quite far of your potential and your performances. I've even met several people from other colleges that have commented on your capabilities.
Really now? I haven't been around that long yet.
Uh,
How's it been getting around all around?
yes, apparently a few representatives of the College of Whispers has been speaking very highly of you.
Yeah, I made a friend, and I've been there a couple times since they finally set up a spot.
Indeed, it has been very much a hard road for them to be able to set up their college properly. I've sent a few members of my church to head there to be able to assist them. I'm making sure that the grounds are purified.
That would be really helpful.
Indeed, joy has been a very hard thing to be able to spread in the country as of this last year. But we've never given up hope. We've always tried to spread ourselves as far as we can. It's definitely been an uphill climb. But at the same time, it would be absolutely wonderful to be able to have you perform. Were you needing a stage?
If you have a stage, that'd be nice. I also happen to have a. He's gonna pull out the decanter of endless ale.
That would actually be quite useful. That would mean that we'd be able to provide drinks for anybody who wishes to see the performance. We have an amphitheater in the northern ward of the city. We could easily adjust it to make it so that it can amplify your voice more, so that way we can hold a bigger performance. If that would be okay with you.
Of course, that'd be okay. I was planning on a performance anyways. I already got a couple guards spreading around rumors.
You're the one who spread that. Okay, that's good. That's good. That honestly made me a bit more confident to be able to bring that up here in the meeting. It's just, with everything going on, I feel it's important that we take the time to celebrate the victories that we have in this country.
That's a good way to look at it. People haven't been able to celebrate in so long. I've been trying to keep morale up wherever I go, but I'm only one bard.
Indeed. But you know what they say about the teachings of Alira. It only takes one to spread joy. Because once joy is put in a place of misery, it spreads like wildfire.
Oh, it can also be said with misery.
This is true. And that's why joy and misery go hand in hand.
You can't feel joy if you don't experience hardships.
Indeed. But hardships build character and allows you to enjoy the things in life.
Yes. I also have a lot of wine, like high quality wine that can be used for people who don't want it.
Well, in that case, would you mind if we walked and talked for a bit? And I got a catalog of some of the information, some of the things that you have.
Of course.
Did you want to meet up now, or would you like to meet up after you speak with the Art Cardinal?
After the Art Cardinal and the leader of the Church of Luck.
Of course, naturally. In that case, I'm going to be heading to the northern district of the city. There is a massive amphitheater that we use for performances and a preacher and the ability for pastors to be able to preach in front of a larger crowd. So you can always meet me there and we can speak on that. I can easily start setting things up so that way we can make sure the performance would be the best of its capabilities.
That sounds really nice, actually. I'll meet you there.
Indeed.
Or I might get there before you, depending on how long this conversation takes. I'm quite fast.
Sounds like a plan. In that case, I will hope to see you soon, Blue Ward. And you watch as she gives a proper bow.
he also gives about.
And she will kind of make her way. She'll kind of make her way out.
Did I not get her name?
Nope.
I just realized that. Before you head out,
Yes.
didn't give me your name.
Oh, I am so sorry. That's how rude of me. My name is
No, you're excited.
Sister Autumn.
What is she?
She is, from what you can tell, she seems to have somewhat elven features, but she seems to have human features as well. You'd probably get the sense,
How?
yeah, you get the sense probably a half elf.
Sister Autumn.
That is correct. Sister Autumn of the House of Joy.
It has a nice ring to it.
Thank you. I'd like to think so too. And you see a smile on her face as she starts making her way out of the church. Which, unlike everybody else who's like holding themselves very professionally, she seems to have a very much more of a pep in her step.
They're gonna get along if she doesn't. She is giving so many death flags.
She-
Oh my god.
she's gonna kill me in my sleep. Woo!
No, she is going to die violently.
I mean, for the rest of you guys, you watch as Lady Eileen will walk up to you, Belwraith, and kind of give a very courteous bow. I do know that you wish to speak in a few hours, but I just wish to inform you, or at least request you the information. Would you like to meet here once in 3 hours, or would you like to meet in the church of the Feathered Church?
We'll meet in the Feathered Church.
Of course.
I only delayed because I wish to see where exactly you're thinking.
Of course. I have some plans set up in motion to be able to move forward, but of course, none of this can move forward without consent, and consent from the Arcardinal, and essentially the approval of the various churches, since it would be more than just people of the Raven Queen that would be buried there, allowing the other churches to be able to perform their rites of funeral.
I believe then it will only be truly consecrated after the next session hearing, or council hearing rather.
Of course, but at least having you be able to look over it to verify that the locations that we have selected would work favorably in the eyes of Scales of War. Basically, if I can have your approval on that first, so that way when I bring it up in council next, I can get the approval of the various other members of the church.
Certainly.
Of course, but in that case, then I after that confirmation, I will be heading back to the Feathered Church. There are still quite a few that are sick and wish to have me return. They are in aid.
Certainly.
And
I will meet 3 hours.
she will give you a polite bow, and she will make her way out and towards the city, leaving you guys alone with the man who looks like he's ready to go on a binge in Vegas. Mighty kind for you all to allow me to stay behind and speak with y'all, but just wanting to lend my expertise where I can.
The information you hold could be for us.
Indeed, Azagratz is definitely a difficult city if you find your way there. It's filled to the brim with gambling halls, brothels, and even places to cause pain. Fortunately, I know the city quite well myself. In my years as an acolyte, to prove my devoutness to Tymora, I have made my way there multiple times and have had my faith tested. Basically, to put this perspective for anybody who's an Elder Scrolls fan, this man is basically a follower of Dibella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very much
Was
have to be tested.
Oh, definitely fair.
It's really hard to get a Church of Timora to work, considering the fact that luck isn't exactly something recognized by the Pantheon.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Many argue saying that there shouldn't even be a church to Timora. The closest thing to a church outside of what's here would be a casino.
Fair.
So if there's anything I can offer between locations, places to avoid, people to look out for, please speak up. I'm more than happy to give you that information.
when was your most recent visit?
Last time I was there was about 5 years ago. Right before right before the House of Luck was to be christened, I took my last pilgrimage into Azagratz. As I was to be the leader of the House of Luck, needed to make. I knew that I would not be traveling or taking any more pilgrimages after that. It's more of a surveillance thing to be able to make sure that I can know as much about the Abyssal Prince as I can.
I suppose might as well have some fun doing it. Uh,
Yeah, making a couple of their gambling houses go broke. I mean, gotta have our luck. We gotta have our fun somewhere. You just see like a sly
who's gonna
grin.
who's gonna kind of think for a second, then look up at him. Did you ever gamble in soul coins?
You see his smile kind of soften hard. Yes, I have. It is not something I necessarily take pride in, but I've gambled in soul coins before. And those coins were. He gestures to Belwraith, and those soul coins were given to the Arcardinal before Jahath, and so that they may be properly taken care of, offered up to the gods so that their souls can enter reincarnation.
Honorable, however, it is not my place to judge.
Of course, but not of respect. Even though we are only just getting our words to be heard here, at least the Arcardinals have always taken these matters seriously when brought to them.
Yes.
As will I.
You see him kind of tip his hat to you, but he looks back to you, Blue. Soul coins are not common in Azagratz. They pass through,
Right.
especially when you got big dealers wanting to make their way through the abyss. Grast himself has a stash of them in his palace. So whenever somebody walks in wanting to gamble in soul coins, he often wishes to do so himself. But fair warning, and just one that I want to give y'all. Do not gamble with the Abyssal Prince of Debauchery. Timora does not favor him, so he needs his own way to win.
I'd assumed he'd be a cheap fuck.
Indeed. However, he will be persuasive. He has a very strong way with words. And he can offer you all the wishes in the world to get you to gamble.
Sounds about right. That's why we're going through a back entrance when we get there.
And you watch as he pulls off his glove, and you see that he has a ring very similar to yours, Blue. With one charge.
Oh.
Not everybody gets as lucky as I am.
I was gonna kind of hold up the ring, which has no charges left.
I see you're not a stranger to this gift.
This is what I use to get the civilians out from that.
But you know the consequences of using such artifacts.
Yes, I do.
Truth is, Timora is a goddess of luck. I've been blessed by Timora to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And turns out Timora also is pretty fickle when it comes to giving a cheat exactly what they deserve. But I was a very special case. So I warn you, all of you, as he actually looks at all of you, he will do whatever he needs to convince you it's worth the gamble. Do not take it.
Understood.
He is a cheat, a con artist. He will play you, and you, I hope, are smart enough not to fall for his words, no matter how honeyed they may be.
Yes.
You watch as he puts his glove back on.
I've dealt with a lot of his kind since, whether it be gambling or kind of just rolls up the sleeve showing all of the tattoos he has. Feel. I know my way around.
Fair. Well, either way, any information that I can give you, better say people to look out for, ones that you can trust in Azagratz.
That'd be nice, actually. If you could get a note to us, that would probably be best.
Indeed, I can do that for you. And it's not going to be a long one, obviously. Azagratz isn't exactly a kind place, and while mortals can freely walk into it, I am not welcome no more. My last pilgrimage was basically me putting the stake in the last time I would enter Azagratz. As he kind of lifts up as he lifts up the gloved hand. Oh, it was so satisfying, giving the Lord of Debauchery a taste of his own medicine. I hope you all get the chance to put him in his place, same as me. But a word of caution.
I don't have to see him.
A word of caution. He is all-knowing. His agents, while foolish and some may be, they are cunning. A word to the wise. If you see anybody wearing horned helmets, stay away from them. Don't talk to them, no matter how much they wish to talk to you. And whenever in doubt, look for a place with a silver Pegasus on it.
A silver what?
A silver Pegasus.
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 A horse with wings.
Understood. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's the only safe haven you're going to find in Azagratz. Outside of a couple warehouses that very few devils go into. The Silver Pegasus is the only place where mortals can kind of sneak away without Azagratz knowing where you are. Owner is a former gambler who won their shop. By the way, sounds like you all have your own way in, so I don't need to talk to you about ways you could get in.
We don't want to be noticed,
Which is good.
and most other ways would.
Yes. But as the Prince of Debauchery would know that you were in there if you took any of the paths I know. Which is probably for the best you don't take those paths, considering what your words were in that briefing that you all gave. Because y'all have a taste of the capabilities of the gods, you would be outed immediately, and there would be no safe haven for you there.
To be clear, our plan is to go through the demon web pits.
Yep.
Do you still believe this would be safe?
I mean, that is... you see him kind of like pull the cuff. Ooh. The Queen of Lies old realm. Ooh. You adventurers got more guts than me, that's for sure.
It wouldn't be the first time we've been there.
Fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't, I'm a lucky fellow. I wouldn't bet my last coin on going through that myself, personally. But at the same time, if y'all can get through there without any issues, probably your best bet. But it's a fair warning. That realm is filled with people who are basically desperate or have addiction. They will not be afraid to sell you out. Not many you can trust in Ozagratz. So I recommend you be cautious. Be careful who you trust. Again, Silver Pegasus. It's gonna be your best bet. Otherwise, if the capital is in Ozagratz, I'd just head there right away then. Don't look back, don't talk to people. But if you're looking to get information and try to figure out what's going on there, stay away from any of them with black horns on their helmets. And stay away and make sure you head again, safe play. There's a couple warehouses you can hide in. But the Silver Pegasus is your best bet.
Okay, so quick recap, right?
Yep.
Silver Pegasus good, Black Horns bad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Be wary of the people. A lot of them are basically like gambling addicts or people who are addicted to like brothels and stuff like that. Like they're willing to do whatever it takes just to have another fix.
Do you have a list of names of people you know we could trust?
Only one that I'd be willing to actually risk my reputation on. I'd say, well, two that I'd be willing to risk my reputation on. I'd say the owner of the Silver Pegasus. The owner of the Silver Pegasus. He's a Gith Yankee. I say silver, about yellow skinned, black and brown freckles. His name is Mordecai. I say he's a tough individual. He's not quick to trust anybody, but he's fair. Treat him well. Be honest with him. Do not lie. Do not lie to him. He will not trust you if you lie. Not once. Not even a soft lie.
And I assume he will know.
Indeed. Tell him that Rodriguez sends you. If he still doesn't believe you, tell him. Looking up the phrase. A coin toss.
Tamora's my bitch.
A coin toss away. He'll know what it
Will
means.
do.
In the meantime, the other one that I'm willing to also put my reputation on, just because She has stuck out her neck for me before. And I was a stranger who was hated by Grast. Her name's
You really need to stop saying his name.
well. And I say we're in Scales of Vor. This is the only place I'm safe to say his name.
Still, not a good habit to form.
Indeed. And I say, well, you know what they say in the House of Timora, bad habits are hard to break.
True.
But there's a woman named Mira. She runs a brothel. I say it's called the Lavender Pillow. It's a not the most hoity-toity place. It's got some age to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the run on my last go round. She stuck her neck out from me. She took me in, and she got me out without the Lord of the Land finding me. I don't believe she was punished. I haven't heard anything from my contacts. But a word of caution. She helped me out. That does not mean that she'll risk her neck for you too. Understood?
Understood.
But she is a potential ally. She helped me out. A person who stands against the Prince of Debauchery. She might be willing to help you out too. She might even have some information about the inner mechanisms of the city, considering the fact that she's lived there for about 30 years.
Why would anyone want to live there? She trapped?
She was sold into Azagratz.
That makes sense.
Her mom had a gambling addiction. Essentially
Wow.
sold her into slavery. She was one of Grast's personal servants. After years of service, she was essentially worked off her debt, but she basically traded her servitude for owning a business. She's not allowed to leave. Her soul is linked to the Prince of Debauchery. And he is her personal concubine.
Damn. That was a damn.
No, he kind of gives a look of like, but tell you this, she's a tough woman, and she scares the shit out of me.
I bet.
Aaron, it's been 5 years.
Indeed, she became a sorcerer of sorts. Yeah, different from any sorcerer up here, though. I've never met anybody with her power before.
Interesting.
Indeed. She essentially has gained power through the abyss. She can even change her form to take on demon-like appearances. Raises her power in different ways.
Wow.
Indeed. But yes, if I had to stake my reputation, those are the two I would recommend.
Alright.
Anything else I can do to help you, Solaris?
Not that I know of right now.
Fair enough. In that case, he gives you a look, Belrith. Our Cardinal, it is a pleasure to finally be able to make your acquaintance personally.
Agreed. It's a pleasure to meet you.
In case I was being too subtle, Father Rodriguez. Pleasure.
Shake hand
Yep.
type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Handshake.
And I say, he looks to you. Hope we'll be able to do some business and help out some of the poor folk. Gotta spread the wealth, as they say.
Indeed.
Mate.
Anyways, I have other matters to attend to.
Yeah, you do.
Damn.
As I say, I heard there was some boy speaking too loud. Best of luck to you.
I will find a way to humble one.
Indeed.
Need some help?
May time Mora bless you. He will put on his hat and he will start making his way out. All right,
If you're facing trouble, would you like some help?
Who are you speaking to, Tiny?
You.
Help? No. Although your presence is welcome. Acolyte. Someone. His deeds are impressive, but his attitude is unbecoming.
Maybe I can talk to him. I'm better at, get through to people.
A glove has
And then
already
you can
been
whoop
thrown.
his ass.
A glove has already been thrown.
Figured. Might as well try talking to him, and then, you can... Don't want to
So
say
you
it
wish-
like that, but have your way with it.
So you wish to be my second, then?
Yeah. I assume he already picked one.
I have no idea what he plans.
I don't know. I'll speak with whoever I need to speak with.
Come with me, and I will.
I'll come.
I need to go to the armorer first to get my armor back, but
Of course, of course. Otherwise, they do have sets of armor for you to be able to wear. That would be
I want mine.
absolutely.
I'll go get your armor. I'm faster.
Certainly.
So,
He does just that, being Zoom.
just so we're not spending like an hour or two in like too much role play, but I say of because some of this stuff can easily just be spoken.
It's too much fun.
I know it is. I know, and like we easily could have another full session here in Padstow. I have no problems with that. But I just to expedite a couple of things. Blue, I imagine you speak with Vlad to be able to have permission to pick up Belwraith's armor.
Yep. Speak with Vlad, get the armor, bring it to Belwraith, yada yada.
I say,
Help him don it.
but I say, Kazir, Garnan, would you guys want to leave the church, or would you like to stick around to watch Belwraith humble somebody?
I kind of want to watch
Yeah,
Belwraith humble somebody.
Yeah, Kazir would
Absolutely.
wanna watch the
Absolutely. There's a nice balcony seat to be able to watch it all unfold.
Yep.
But I say, with that being the case, with you guys kind of taking a nice comfortable position, Vlad will join you guys because he also wants to watch this unfold. But he's a very much more stern face. He doesn't look like he's there to go like, "Yeah, kick his ass, Belray." It's very much more of a all right.
It might turn into that.
Hey, who knows? But I say, Belwraith, Blue, would you help Belwraith with his armor to make sure all the straps and everything are
Yep.
done proper?
I hope him don it.
As you do, Belwraith, you notice that your armor, all the dents have been hammered out. You see that a lot of all the cuts and everything have been mended. It has been polished and cleaned. This is probably the cleanest it's looked in a while, considering you've been on the road for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you definitely can tell that your armor has a little bit of wear on it. It's been used,
Yeah.
but
Well loved.
yeah, it's well loved. It's worn in a good way, not worn in a bad way.
Oh yeah.
It saved your life.
And it's worn in a literal way.
Indeed.
Yeah. Alright. Go, go, go.
All right. So, as you help him get all of his stuff together, you guys head out to the training grounds.
Yep.
Where you see a handful of people, definitely a couple of holy knights and cardinals who are just like, we are just here to make sure that everything is proper.
They just want to see tea get spilled. That's all.
What? No.
Hold on. I love the visual of Beller saying we'll fight later, and then you bring the fucking champion of the Raven Queen.
But you see that there's a decent amount of, like, all the cardinals and the holy knights are basically like, they have like chairs and stuff that were like are used for the people, if members of the churches wish to come and like participate or watch training sessions of the next cardinals and whatnot. Very much like if you were in olden days, they would have like the what are they called? There were battle schools that knights would be trained in before they actually became squires. I forget what they're called offhand. My brain. But
Oh,
Battle schools. I don't fucking know.
there's
Anyways,
like the fighter.
anyways.
Yeah, like a fighter's guild essentially. You see that there a lot of them are just kind of like sitting, and quite a few of them are like just prepared to like step in if they have to, if somebody gets hurt or whatnot. And you do see kind of standing in the training area. You see the dwarf wearing the emblems of Cord. You do see the silver dragonborn and the young human also, but they kind of, as soon as you guys walk up, you do see them kind of take steps to the side.
The silver dragonborn and the human are the other two.
Yeah, they are the other two people that were with the dwarf. The ones that in your eyes were a bit more respectful and a little bit more humble.
Yeah. I'll approach them on their own.
Of course.
For what I am planning, you will be on call. Are you prepared to fight?
Better say you see the pulling up their names so I don't screw that up. There it is. You see the human Aaron kind of give a nod of like, yes, I am fully prepared if I have to. But of course, naturally, this is a bout between you and him. We will not intervene unless we absolutely have to.
Of course. I would like to clarify, I am not going to grievously injure your ally. This is more of a demonstration, of which I will need your help.
Of course, you see the silver dragonborn speak up. We figured that with your based on your body language, you did not seem like to come from any place of malice. You simply did not like the way that Nostrum had spoken to you, and the way that he carries himself in his tenets to Cord.
I will be completely frank with you. If he carries on, if his attitude cannot be adjusted, he will not be welcomed into this.
Of course.
Into the Skelvor.
Of course. This is his first time truly being allowed in a place of such as this. He unfortunately comes from a pretty tragic life before this. He has a lot to learn.
I do not need detail, but
of course,
it is taken into consideration.
Of course. Not wishing to speak for him, but in order to build something up, one must be broken down.
Indeed.
And you see them kind of give you a very you see the Yaxaroth, the female dragonborn, kind of gives a nod. You see Aaron once again gives you that weird bow, like where he's actually like on his knees and like gone to a bow, but then he quickly like raises himself up and steps to the side.
He has the Asian bow.
But I say Blue. While Belwraith goes to talk to them, did you wish to approach the dwarf?
Blue approaches the door.
Oi!
Being in the clothes of the Raven.
Aye, you're one of the followers of the Raven. Is
That would be correct.
Blue, roll an insight check.
Alright. Insight check. I'm great at these, remember?
You're
Though
up-
I do have foresight, so that's nice.
I had to look in because that 3 almost looked like a 0.
Yeah,
it
it
does.
almost did. Uh, 16.
You're simply not allowed to do that. Just so you know.
Just no.
No, sorry, man.
Blue. There's a level of
Hello.
fear coming off of seeing you.
Damn.
But you get the sense it's not from you. It's from the sense of your getup.
I mean, fair.
Aye, you're a follower of the matron of ravens.
This would be correct. My name is Bluewood. I am the champion of the Raven.
Mm. Nose drum silver master. It's
Silvermaster.
a pleasure to meet you. And you see him
He's
actually.
going to give like hand to shoulder bow.
You see him like he was about to extend his hand out for a handshake, but when you bow, he kind of like bows, but he tries to bow a little bit deeper. Mm.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
He raises himself up. What land do you hail from?
I hail from Tharia,
Ah,
though I have well traveled.
that's fair. I'm not from this land, so I didn't know exactly where you've been or who you've spoken to.
Assumed you weren't from here. Where are you from?
Oh, I hail from a continent near. It's a small land next to. You see him actually kind of like having to adjust himself. I hail from one of the island nations near the Under Kingdom. Usmeeston?
Can I roll a history check? Because
Absolutely.
he has heard a bit of the Underkingdom.
Absolutely. Roll a history check.
That's, you know what? I'm gonna use a point of luck. We might as
Oh no.
ask. Hey. That helps.
That
That's
helps.
right. 33.
All right. So you would know. I mean, obviously, you remember. Usmeeston is the Under Kingdom, the dwarven capital of the world. Basically, it's the land of dwarves. It's this massive continent that has a ginormous mountain range in the dead center of the country. It's literally like it's more like there's this like donut of land outside of the mountains, and then just the fucking massive mountains. So there isn't a lot of like around the mountain land, but you know that from that history roll, you know that there are a decent amount of islands that are near Usmeeston that essentially are like they were once like a lot of different island nations that essentially weren't conquered by Usmeeston, but more made an alliance with them and essentially like fly the flag of Usmeeston. Essentially, think of it like if I had to make a comparison, think of it like the Polynesian Islands connection to like New Zealand. Like Polynesia is still its own country, but there's like a level of respect between them.
Fair.
And essentially, but in this case, you would know that some of these island nations have kind of forgone their old names of their countries and taken on more of the title of their isles. You probably get the sense he's probably either from the Isles of Brass, the Isles of Copper, or the Isles of Steel.
I like that naming scheme. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Which isle do you hail from?
Oh, I hail from the Isles of Steel.
With the last name like that, I assume.
Indeed, my clan, we made we had more of a reputation of mining silver, and that's where we got our name from. We became, and you see like a kind of a frown. We became a gutter clan. My family got into some bad habits. You just see him kind of like shake his head a little bit, and he just looks at you and goes, "But I'm not them. I'm my own person.
You're you.
Yes,
You forge your own path.
I'm a devout follower of Kord, the god of battle.
A god who I believe has been looking fondly upon me these past couple of years.
Considering the fact that you walk on death. Well, no, on wouldn't be the proper wording. You walk with death. Riding the line. I imagine Kord has seen your battles.
If you'd like, I could show you one of those battles before your fight.
Much appreciated. But any battles that I see, I wish to experience.
Which is fair.
I need to prove my worth, prove my honor. And battle is the best way for me to do it. Even if it's a losing battle. As he looks over at Belray speaking with his comrades.
He kind of thinks for a second and looks over at Belrace. From what I've heard, he believed you were, was it disrespectful? Or I haven't gotten many details.
No, that's fair. Par for the course. But every trial is a test. Every problem, something to learn. And you see him kind of roll his shoulders and kind of like balance on the balls of his heels a bit. I have a feeling I have a lot to learn in this fight. And you see him kind of hold up his, he seems to be wielding a two-handed warhammer.
I believe you'll enjoy this fight. I have been fighting side by side with him for quite a while now in many rounds.
I can tell he's hardened. I can tell that he's battle worn. I wish to learn. I wish to learn this for myself. And you see him kind of like pull down the visor of his helmet.
Who kind of looks at him. Have you ever seen Carrie? Or
He looks at you, and then it's almost like he's avoiding eye contact. Yes, I have. Before I became a paladin.
he kind of nods. And you have experienced it once. I believe you will learn quite a bit in this fight.
Mm.
Do not think he is going too hard on you. While he does have a rough exterior, this is more him trying to teach you.
You see him kind of like brace himself. I hope he doesn't hold back.
Oh, don't worry. He doesn't give half.
All right. I say, Belwraith, do you step onto the training grounds?
I do.
All right. So, before we get into this, because you're both high level, and this literally could take a 45 minutes to do this fight
Yeah.
alone. I'm gonna say I'm gonna tweak this up a little bit.
Well, I have an idea, because
Okay.
Belwraith is not looking to kill, and he'll wait for him to step on and assume that he's ready.
Yes.
Firstly, basic rules. Neither of us are looking to kill each other, I assume.
Mm.
So it will be first to 5 touches.
Fair.
As well, no offensive magic. Once again, we are not looking to kill each other.
No offensive magic. Got it.
Is this reasonable?
Indeed. These are terms that I can agree with.
Do you have any terms of your own?
Only two. First, for my first term, I say I wish for neither of us to hold back on our capabilities. I say I don't want this to be a situation where you're going easy on me just because you think I'm beneath you. Is this acceptable?
Absolutely.
And the second thing, my second term that I wish for this is be able to speak on this battle after.
Of course.
Whether good or bad doesn't matter. It is the glory of Kor to speak on combat.
Of course. And to ensure these rules will be abided, I ask that Blue Ward, you have the ability to see the powers of magic.
I do.
Would you be
Blue
willing
kind of
to use that
lifted-
power for this fight?
Yes. Blue lifts his mask and shows that his eyes are currently blazing.
So oh good.
He's gonna kind of look at Spareth. Are you sure you want to use your normal source for this, or would you like a replacement?
I believe one of the rules was to
Not hold back.
no bars held.
No bars
Alright.
held.
Good. Then I believe this is ready. Any other words on this?
Can I get some
I-
popcorn?
You see Vlad holds up a bag. Here, have some.
I
of mine.
would like to be clear. I do not do this as an act of punishment. I wish to educate as well as learn myself.
You see him kind of give you a look and a nod. There's much to learn, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from this. You watch as he takes up a battle position. And Wanderer, I'd like you to roll for initiative.
Okay. 9.
I'd say he will go first. This is gonna be theater of the mind because of the fact that again this is just a straight combat.
This is two martial people within 5 feet of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna put a battle map on this, nothing's gonna fucking change.
Exactly, literally
It's not
nothing.
like it's not like a random wizard's gonna show. Where did Herma go?
His
He
wife
left a
crashed.
while ago. Oh.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi crashed, so hopefully he'll.
tragic.
Well, it was Wi-Fi crashed. I assumed he kind of dipped out because Yeah.
Hopefully,
I hope he returns.
yeah. Hopefully, my hope is to get his character in this session, but we'll see. We'll have to see. But
Oh, cool.
We will have to expedite. Go quickly.
like I say, it's all good. It's all good. But I say, you see this individual looks at you, and Belraith, you are kind of stunned for a guy who's clad in armor. But I say, you see him move really quickly. Like he closes the gap between you, like with almost lightning speed. He is going to swing at you with his warhammer. I say, ooh, then it's not going to hit. But I say that is a total of 12.
Nope.
Okay. Second attack. That might hit. But I say that is a 25.
Miss.
All right. You watch as it clangs against your shield. You see it clang against your shield, and you're kind of like, you feel the force, but it's nothing you haven't felt before, and you're able to like swing the hammer away. Your turn.
Okay. Just standard combat type thing.
Yep, standard combat.
Okay. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 just misses.
Okay. Second. That'll hit with a 32.
That will hit.
And we don't need to do damage.
No,
because
no
it's just
damage.
for survive.
No damage. But I say, but you can definitely feel the force. Are you like hitting him with the flat of your blade, or are you going like using?
Don't hold back.
Are
No
you
holds barred.
absolutely? So
There's clerics around.
So you swing and you like cut into like the chest, like the armor plate, and you see him. What I say? Is that your turn?
No magic used. Round 2.
Hold on. No offensive magic use.
No offensive magic.
Yeah. Or just
Yeah,
one
that's all.
any period.
All right. You watch as he.
Then no offensive magic used. Round 2.
I say he is going to lift up his hammer and he's going to swing again. I say that will miss. That is a dirty 20.
26 to hit, by the way.
26 to hit. Okay. I say, oh, natural 20. There we go.
Yeah, not much I can do about that.
But I say, as he swings again to try to hit you, you block it. But you watch as he he very deftly like swings the hammer so that it lands in his other hand, and he's able to kind of conk it against your shin, and you can feel it like sink the armor in ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And Blue, with your magic eyes, you would see that it's some holy magic coming off of his body, and you watch as where Belray is slashed almost kind of heals ever so slightly, as he is using his inspiring smite to give himself some temporary hit points.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I say that is his turn.
Right on to the next. 28.
28, that hits.
And a
By the way, he has
20
to put in perspective.
and a 26.
26 hits, which, by the way, just a perspective, he just got 20 temporary hit points.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
really good.
Dude, legitimately, Oath of Glory is actually sick as fuck.
Yeah.
But I say, those two hits.
1-3.
So that is 1-3. But I say you.
Kill him, Belray. Oh wait, no.
Vlad looks at, kind of gives you. But I say Vlad kind of gives a slap to your shoulder, like no, no kill.
I got caught up in the moment.
I know.
No offensive magic used. Round
No,
3.
I understand, but you must collect yourself, Garnan. But I say you watch as.
One.
But I say you watch as he swings again. Nope, that's not gonna hit. But I say that is a 18. Second swing. Nope. That is a 26 to hit.
Shield.
Shield, absolutely. As he swings and he goes to hit you, you pull up your hand in blue. You see that abjuration magic pop up as it kind of kicks into the shield. Just.
Not offensive. That's by the rules.
That is by the rules. I say, it is your turn, Belwraith.
2 attacks. 28.
And it's
and higher.
And hit.
Yeah, about to say Belwraith. How would you
1-5.
how would you finish this?
It. I'm trying to picture what's just happened. It'll probably be like a very. It would be very quick. It would happen so fast. Belwraith half swords his the Redeemer, grabbing the blade with the offhand. For people that don't know, he does a pommel strike to about the temple, and then follows it up with his elbow to the same spot.
Absolutely. So it's like almost like straight MMA knockout.
Yeah.
But I say, you guys watch it unfold, and I mean, for you, Solaris, it's not exactly something you haven't seen before. Belwraith is a martial monster, and just
Does he go down?
but I say, for the sake of this battle, he goes down.
Yeah.
But I say, just because this again, if we did this like by the book, by like damage and all that stuff, we could be here for a while.
Yeah, he would keep going, but it's just first to 5.
Yeah, it's for first to 5, which in this case we will say he goes down, not unconscious, but like he drops to like he falls like flat on his back.
Knocked on his butt.
Yeah, and you see him just.
Are you all right?
Yes, I am. I'm all right.
I'll just hold the blade in the offhand and extend a hand down to him.
He will reach out and he will grab you by the forearm, and he will lift himself up.
What about one more round with your allies?
3-on-1 hardly seems fair.
I'm willing if you are.
He looks around. If you'd give them the honor of fighting 2 members of your party.
Me.
Sorry, got caught up in the moment.
I believe there is one volunteer.
But I say, he looks over at Kazir, and he kind of goes, "What about him?"
He can't not do damage.
If he is willing, however, he will hurt
The
you
issue
more than
is
I.
his is imbued with poisons, and that can't.
Mm.
It can be cured, however, it will not be pleasant.
True.
Mm.
Actually, I can control the poison thing, so
It's true.
I
But I
think,
say,
right?
as a champion of Zuggen Moy,
Yeah.
you have control.
I just meant it can't be non-lethal.
oh, fair.
True, but I mean, like, it's not going for the kill. But I say
Yeah,
it would
we're not going to-
it would
Yeah,
knock
yeah,
it would
what-
knock them unconscious.
Yeah, the way it would
Yeah.
be done
Fair.
is like reducing them to almost like within 10 HPs. The
Right.
way I would
It's-
figure it.
It's the same ruling. If you are struck 5 times, you are down and out.
All right,
All right,
fair enough.
Still
No
no
offensive
defensive magic.
magics.
understood.
Give it your all.
You see the other 2 kind of walk up, and you see them. You definitely see the younger boy, like as you guys all walk up, similar to Belwraith, he gives a strong bow, but only to Belwraith does he do like a face to the ground kind of bow. The Silver Dragonborn kind of looks to you all very courteously gives you a bow.
As well, to you too as well. This will only happen if you are also willing.
They look, but I say he looks to his allies. This is what we came here for. And he turns to face you. We wish to learn.
And I wish to educate.
But I say, Garnan, Kazir, do you guys take positions?
Yep.
Hop down from the balcony.
Garnan was accepted.
He would accept you. You
I thought
are
it was
you are
Kazir.
but I say, well, it would be 3-on-3.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
It's all good.
all good.
With that
Then
being
yes, I am ready.
with that being the case, I would like the three of you to roll initiative.
No offensive magic.
Fucking nat one.
Oh,
Kind of fitting. You're catching your win. You're catching your breath.
Natural 2.
We're doing them the honor. Would you like to do a natural 3, Stray?
He got a 16.
oh yeah, yeah.
He didn't catch the memo of letting them go first.
Oh,
And you're about to say, don't worry, Belwraith. You're not the only one who's going. About to say, the dwarf also rolled the natural one.
Fitting.
They're catching their breath.
They're catching their breath, but the young boy seems to be the one who has seems to be the quickest on his feet with a 24 on his initiative.
Well, what is Stray's total?
16.
16.
16. He was a 13 plus 3.
Oh, okay.
I see. Hold on 1 second. So we got and then you got a natural 2, Garnan, for a total of.
2?
Oh,
I don't have a mod to dex.
I am gonna put Garnan above you, Wanderer, just because both you and the dwarf rolled natural ones.
Yep.
Okay, and then say, man.
Wait, no offensive magic means no. Like, could I still do these?
Kind of points at his boots, looking at Blue.
That wouldn't be offensive. That would be utility.
Awesome.
All right, and so we start this off. The young boy goes first, and you guys, Blue, with your magic eyes, you see as he adjusts his his stance, and you watch as a type of magic comes off of him when he takes this stance. It's very akin to the magic is very akin to that of like the haste spell, but it's a bit different. And you watch as he kind of adjusts his shoulders and like kind of spins a dagger in his hand, and you watch as he like charges at Garnan. But I say, Garnan, he is going to take 2 swings at you.
Okay.
But I say that is going to be a 21 to hit.
Shield.
Absolutely. You watch as this dagger comes at you really fucking fast, and you literally hold up your hand and like hold up a firm hand as the abjuration magic comes off, and it just bounces right off. About to say second swing. Oh fuck yeah, that is a 23.
Miss.
Oh nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah, miss.
Nice. Heck yeah, dude. About to say he tries it, and you watch as the dagger digs in a little bit more into the shield, but you just kind of like push back on the magic, and he is unable to dig past it. And he kind of takes up this stance, and you just see him kind of like a fighter character, kind of like bouncing on his feet, and you see his hands constantly in motion. That is his turn. Kazir, it is your turn.
oh, all right.
You-
Assassinate the door.
you see that the young boy has charged Garnan. There is still the silver dragonborn, and there is the dwarf that Belwraith had been fighting.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go after the Dragonborn.
Absolutely. About to say, are you charging in for melee, or are you gonna pull out your bow?
Yeah, melee, because
Absolutely.
brain, work with me.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna rapier. There we go. That's it. Sorry, brain, trying to catch up.
I say 12.
Oh,
I
I
say
use the
Bane.
Shadow Blade.
Oh yeah, I should have used the Shadow Blade. Too late now.
yeah, it's all good. That is you swing, or you try to poke with the rapier, and you watch as this individual braces up their staff and is able to block your attack.
Good. I get a second attack, right?
Yes, you have your bonus action, so you can offhand strike with a light weapon. So like your one of your daggers, or if you have a short, or technically the Shadow Blade is a light weapon.
Oh yeah, I'll use the Shadow Blade then.
Absolutely, offhand attack.
Ring.
I
Oh,
say
19.
a 19. You watch as they raise up their hand, and you watch as the shield pops up and is able to narrowly block your attack.
Very good.
You are definitely fast on your feet.
Thank you.
I say. With that,
Ended my turn.
absolutely. With that being the case, it is now the Dragonborn's turn, and she is going to spin her staff, and she is going to try to strike back at you. That is only one attack. That is going to be 16 to hit.
Who is he?
She is aiming at you.
Oh, no,
16.
16 does not hit.
All right. She tries to swing the staff at you, and you're able to kind of like spin the rapier to essentially block her attack. And she will kind of adjust her position as she kind of starts to analyze how you're fighting. But I would like you to roll a deception check.
Completely. Oh, yeah.
Wizard or rogue?
26.
Blue, you're the only one who really noticed. As like she's studying like Kazir's movements, you see her eyes are perfectly following how he's fighting, and she's actually adjusting her staff and like how she's fighting to accommodate. With a 29 insight check.
We're just gonna yell out, "Smart moving!"
But that is her turn. Garnan, you currently have a young boy in front of you.
You're pretty quick. Not as quick as me.
And I'm gonna tap my boots together.
Alrighty, you tap your boots in the boots of haste to activate.
And smack, smack, smack.
Smack, smack, smack. Absolutely, roll the hit.
Well, one smack, because it was an action to use the sense.
That is true. It does take an action to activate the boots.
No, it's a bonus action.
Right.
We agreed on that forever ago.
Yes, we did.
Right? That's... I always forget that. Smack, smack, smack.
Smack, smack, smack. Roll the hit.
Yeah. Bow. 12, 25 total. No, 27.
27 hits.
That will be. Dear God, let me just copy and paste.
No, you don't do damage. You just hit.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It's just a hit. Second attack.
Second attack. 25.
He is going to. You watch as he quickly like swings his dagger, and he is going to parry. Which, by the way, is very impressive to parry your giant ass bone dragon sword with his dagger. But again, Blue, you watch as with the motions of his body, there is a level of that magic that like comes up, like kind of like the haste like magic, almost turns to be similar to abjuration, as he's able to kind of deflect the blade, even with just his dagger.
And last attack. Low. 20.
That will not hit.
Oof.
That's my turn.
You see the young boy kind of like you see his body kind of like shiver a little bit. You're definitely much more powerful than I'm used to.
A good test then, eh?
Agreed. And Garnan, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Belwraith, it is your turn.
I'm gonna do something real.
Oh.
You broke.
I kind of just drop my shoulders. I raise my hand, snap my fingers, and I cast darkness.
Ooh.
Ow.
But I say, where are you focusing it on? Like, the darkness could technically take up the majority of this battlefield if you're not careful. Are you aiming
Yep.
it like on the dwarf, or are you aiming it on everybody?
That's the point. The majority of the battlefield.
Oh,
Everybody. The majority of the battlefield.
in that case, yeah,
The thing is, it doesn't affect Stray. Just Guardian.
yep.
No, I have the Mask of True Sight.
Yeah, but that's only
So you
works
can
in-
see right in front of you.
So you can see the boy.
Yeah.
Hell
All
yeah.
I need.
And I have
You can
Devil's
see the
Sight.
boy.
Now, you may not know it quite yet, or maybe you do, but my party can see you. Sometimes you
Wait,
will
does
come
this
into a fight.
count as offensive magic?
It
Nope.
would not.
I say
I
no,
wouldn't count it.
no harm or damage is
And I
happening.
wouldn't really, but I figured I'd ask because it kind of
This
cripples
is more
them.
field control magic.
It's true.
That's the
Fair.
point. There are times in battle that will come when the fight is lost before any of you have gone down or even taken a hit.
I'd say,
And I leave my turn there.
alrighty. You watch as, but I say you watch as the dwarf takes his turn. You watch as he whistles, and it's almost like a sharp whistle with 3 like small beats that go with it. And Belwraith, you watch as he takes the steps back to be out of the darkness. And you watch as he almost prepares himself, like he's holding his action.
Did he leave my opportunity of attack?
Yes, he did. So you would have your reaction.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. I have another thing I can do with that. 23.
I say 23, but I say just hits.
Okay, there is another thing. I just gotta find it because I just saw it. Hold on. I apologize, it's taking longer than I thought. I found it. After the attack. Okay, Relentless Avenger. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can move half your speed immediately after the attack, and as part of the same reaction without provoking opportunity attacks. So I will chase after him.
All right, fair enough. So you, I'm about to say, you try to close the distance.
Yep.
Absolutely.
15 feet.
Yeah, 15.
Fair enough.
Darkness is
Stationary.
a 15-foot radius.
Yep. And stationary, cannot move, so it is exactly where you set it. I say, but
Well, no. If the point you choose is on an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it.
true, but
Yeah.
but based on
It'd be like on a rock in the middle of the field.
fair,
Fair.
fair. So stationary, at least at this current juncture.
Right now.
Maybe it's moving a little bit with how people are moving, but like,
He, but you watch as the dwarf like holds his action outside of the darkness. And as his turn comes to an end, it is the boy's turn. But I say Garnan.
Yep.
You notice that as he hears the whistle, you watch as he changes his like positioning. And you watch as like, and Blue, you see that like how his magic was, how like his stance was before, that almost seemed to be more of like a haste, like more like a haste like magic. You see it almost go full abjuration. As you watch as he,
With a defense stance.
as you watch as he like kind of starts to duck to the side, and he is going to run to the side outside of the darkness. You would have an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I would. So I will take it.
I'm gonna say roll to hit.
Meow. Meow. 25.
25. I'm gonna say it is his turn once again, so that will hit.
He's taken 2 hits.
Yeah, he has taken 2 hits. But you watch as he runs out of the darkness and he takes a new as he kind of takes that defensive position. You watch as he adjusts himself, and he is holding his action.
Oh, hey, tiny dwarf took a hit too.
And I say, but that will be his turn. Kazir. That is the
Alright.
the brass dragonborn. I apologize, by the way. That is a brass dragonborn.
No worries.
That is before you. But I say, while you do see that the other 2 have moved out of the darkness, she still remains.
Interesting. He says as he goes to strike with Shadow Banish.
Absolutely. This would be
Which-
it would be an attack with advantage.
19.
19. But I say it has been her turn. But I say she'll
Well,
burn.
I mean, she can't see. Presumably, she can't. see me.
Even if
Never mind.
even if she casts shield, she can't block it. That's a hit. Oh no.
Ah, sweet.
No. But I say that would she could. But I say it just narrowly is able to block it. I did my math wrong. Apologies. But I say she will cast shield and she will be able to just block it. Similar to your prior attack.
Fair enough.
But I say, but you do still
Uh,
have your bonus action.
Yep. Bonus action. Leather is repeat. Shadow.
Absolutely. But I say
25.
yeah, she
20.
she
Oh,
cannot. Yep, it would still be with advantage because she's in the darkness. That does indeed hit.
Excellent. Do I roll damage or are we just
It's just a hit.
just checking?
Not non-lethal. This is more of a test than anything else.
Yeah, good, but not quite good enough yet.
That's well. Fortunately, I've still much to show you. And you watch as she adjusts her position, and you watch as she brings her staff together, and she starts to mutter some words. And Belwraith, you watch as she casts Dispel Magic on the darkness.
And it automatically goes off since it's a
Yep.
second level spell.
Oh,
And as the darkness, you find the darkness fades, and you watch as the darkness fades, you watch as the held actions by both the boy and the dwarf go off. But as a Garnan, you watch as he again so swift. You watch as he almost runs his hand along his chest, and you see a new knife pulled out, and he throws it at you. And I say he is going to use his defensive throw. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Couldn't even shield that, so yeah, it hits. Garnan takes a hit.
But I say
never mind. Sorry, brain.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
I picked up.
But I say, Garnan, you watch as that again. This boy is so much quicker than you're used to. You haven't really dealt with an enemy who's this quick on their feet. And you watch as the dagger flies through the air and narrowly cuts some of your beard. But I say, and for the dwarf, you watch as he he brings up his hammer, and you watch as he has this small throwing hammer, and he is going to throw that at you, Belwraith. That will not hit. But I say that is a 22.
He lifts it.
Ping-
Yeet!
Yay!
Pinging off
Yay!
the shield.
But I say, and you see the brass dragonborn looks at you, Kazir. We aren't without our own capabilities, though.
Very good.
And
Mark
I
Wang.
am
Very
impressed.
impressive.
and that is her turn. But I say she kind of gives you a very almost a knowing smile at some of your roguish abilities. I say, Garnan, it is your turn.
All right. So the boy's kind of fucking me up. Not really liking all that. So
Oh boy.
Boy.
I'm going to run up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Smack, smack, smack.
Absolutely.
1. 25.
All right. He is going to you, but I say in now his defensive stance, he is going to parry, and he will definitely block your sword.
Would the parry take a reaction?
But I say, oh, you are correct. Yes. So that just hits.
All right. Bop. Another one.
That hits.
And he's at 4 now.
He is at 3.
4 hits.
3 now. Well,
Are you sure?
no. With you did him with your offhand. So yes, he's at 4 now.
Hits. Boy's out.
Dang. But I say you watch as he like quickly tries to. You watch as he like quickly is like you watch as he is quickly like trying to block, but you're again, Garnet, you are a lot more experienced. You've battled enemies much stronger than him, and you're able to definitely overpower him to the point where you're able to pin him down. How do you do so?
I slash once, slash again, slash as he's trying to parry the 3rd time, and instead of him parrying, I just knock the blade out of his hand and rest the sword on his shoulder.
You just see it just like fly over and just hits the ground, and he goes, "Oh, you."
That's 5 hits.
You watch as he lifts up his hands. I know when I am beaten. And he will like drop to his knees to show that he is defeated. You
fought well.
are very skilled.
I have a lot of experience.
And you see,
And that's my turn.
but I say, as your turn comes to an end, Garnan. But I say, no, your turn.
Actually, before my turn ends, bonus action, fallen armor, just to get the AC boost.
Absolutely, just duly noted.
Valerie's turn.
But I say, Belray's turn.
Yay! On my turn as a free action, I'll notice that Garnan's fight is done, and I'm gonna look over to him and point at the Dragonborn.
Understood.
And I'm gonna move to attack the Dragonborn also.
Oh, so you're gonna go attack the dragon?
Hell yeah.
It's Operation Gangbang on the Dragon.
It is Operation Gangbang.
Absolutely. But I say, are you going to flank?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She is right in Kazir's face.
22 will hit.
Yeah. And that's just with advantage, but
So that's 2.
And
on the second attack,
bad to say, both of
I
them.
figure a 30 hits.
Yes, bad to say, you were able to strike her twice, and you watch as she tries, but she like her eyes were so focused on Kazir, she tries to adjust for you, but unfortunately is unable to.
She
Yep.
didn't notice she was getting surrounded.
And that is my turn.
Alrighty, but I say,
Garnan will say, in a fight there will be multiple enemies. Be sure to keep an eye on every single one.
but I say,
As he's running, he cut her head off.
but I say, Belwraith, as you have taken the advantage of. I say, as you've taken advantage of that being able to flank, you suddenly feel a dwarf-shaped presence behind you, flanking you as well.
Oh, we got a train going already.
Ninjutsu.
The big
Run a train on him.
issue
Actually-
with the flanking rule.
Actually, with his speed, Kazir, he gets up behind you.
Oh,
Does he pass me for an attack of opportunity?
But I say you had to leave his range in order to flank her, and he had used his reaction, so he couldn't opportunity attack. But
Gotcha.
but because he is Oath,
Seems like either of them is bad.
because of the fact that Oath of Conquest has their aura of alacrity, but I say he is fast enough to get behind Kazir. So he is going to. I know, but I say, but it comes with the circumstances as well.
Glory.
Glory to our Statska, greatest country.
You said Oath of Conquest. Is he Oath of Conquest or Oath of Glory?
He's Oath of Glory. He's not Oath of Conquest. That's my bad. But I say,
Okay.
go,
You said Oath of Conquest.
I know.
and got
Listen. Okay.
I
paladins.
think we might have to kill this man.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
yeah, if it
he,
was
it would be.
conquest,
He'd have an aura of fear, not an aura of alacrity.
Mhm.
But I say he is not a conquest paladin. He is a glory paladin. But I say,
I don't trust those guys.
but as a because of aura of alacrity, he's able to get behind Kazir. So he is going to attack you, Kazir.
All right.
He does have advantage.
Megan.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Ouch! Yeah, that hits.
And for his second swing, that is thank goodness he had advantage because I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Oh man! Yeah.
All right, take the hit for him.
It would still technically hit him.
It would still technically hit him. So that is
The damage
funny,
to me,
though.
not the hit to me.
so, but
It's so funny.
so Kazir, you feel the hammer swing and it strikes you. But I say it strikes you once in the side and once in the leg.
Ah, you're better than I thought.
We are experienced fighting as a team. And he is going to take his bonus action, and you watch as some abjuration magic starts to form around the brass dragonborn as he is going to cast his what is the name of that spell offhand? I just have it written down as holy armor. Yeah, I just have it written down as holy armor. But I say it's hold on, I'm pulling out the spell. I'm looking it up.
Oh, you know what? I totally could have shielded that. I forgot I had a 21 AC right now. Oops.
Whoops. Well, don't
Well,
forget.
I've got 23.
Okay, hold on. What is the name of the spell? Why did I write it down like this? Why don't I just write the name down?
Holy armor.
Holy armor. Viper Fang.
Crusader's Mantle?
No.
No, that's-
Shield of
no.
Faith.
Shield of Faith.
Yeah, Shield of Faith, which you would know as an abjuration spell that ups the armor class of either yourself or an ally.
By +2.
Yep, by a +2, so her armor class goes up.
Nice.
And that is his turn.
Alright. Kazir, kill.
It is Kazir's
Oh,
turn.
it's my turn.
The boy has been
Murder.
the boy has
Stab
been,
her.
the boy has been
All
eliminated,
right.
and he is not. He is honoring the duel, and he is currently on his knees.
Stab her. You're flanking.
Yeah. I'll go for her. Shadow Blade. Whoosh.
Shadow Blade.
Oh wait, yeah, I
20
don't have
uh,
advantage.
23.
23, which
Oh wait, I do have advantage.
yeah,
You're-
you do
you're
have advantage.
flanking.
You're flanking,
Oh yeah.
which
Range
even if she
attack,
shields, she
sorry.
cannot block that because that is 1 over what the shield would give her.
He put the shield on her. And then he stabs her anyway.
And I activate. What is it called again? Hold on one moment. Soul of the Storm Giant. Go invisible for
already-
her.
Oh,
I know.
That,
Oh, she's
that was
dead?
the last hit.
Dang it.
I say, was that the last hit?
And it's
Yeah. He was at 4 out of 5 before this.
Hey, still going invisible makes it so that his next attack would have
oh
advantage
no,
on.
I only go invisible to her. I let me double check.
Double check.
Cloud strike.
I'm pretty sure it is if they fail a save, you go invisible
wait, I'm
to
looking.
them. But only that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that too. But I'm trying to read this and
Strike
I,
at a giant,
strike at the giant. That's what it's called.
storm strike. You got a cloud strike. Yes. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or you become invisible to it
Ah,
until the start of your next turn.
okay, so it would be.
Yeah.
Either
so
way,
I think-
they don't get another turn.
But I say because you're able to take them down. How I imagined we could say for flavor's sake, you call upon the strength of the giant, and it's almost like your blade has almost like a streak of lightning with it.
And
Oh,
it goes
yeah, I
right
like
to
that.
their throat.
No. It zaps. Their swords hit. The electricity goes through the hand, and she's forced to drop her sword
Yeah.
or her weapon. I
He has
mean,
a staff.
Yeah, her staff. But
Yeah.
hey, well, you know what?
Plus
There is some metal inlay in it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Fair.
She is forced to drop it as she looks and goes. And for both you and Bellery to see, she lifts up her hands. I have been defeated. And she will,
That is 5 hits.
similar to you guys, similar to her ally, she will drop to her knees.
Alright. You still have one more, and there's a dwarf who just slapped your ass.
Whoosh! I was like,
Stab the dwarf!
so, Kazir, you have your bonus action if you'd like to do
Oh,
something.
yeah. Sorry, I brain scrambled. Yeah, I'll go after the dwarf.
Absolutely. This would be a straight attack. There's no advantage.
Fair enough. Swing.
Langan.
Oh,
nat
Jesus!
20!
Yeah, no, there's nothing he can do about that.
How many times has dwarf been hit?
He has now been
Twice.
hit twice.
Ah, dang it. That would have been cool.
Am I doing that correctly? Or has he been...
Alright, I've been gave it track.
Okay. I believe that was only the second time.
Yeah.
Alright. But that was your bonus action, which, by the way, he was not expecting the amount of speed that Kazir had to that.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
he cut down the teammate and then just swung around and just stabbed him.
Ping. Actually, the way I'd like to picture it is with almost one fluid movement, he knocks the staff out of the Dragonborn's hand and does like one of those spin swipes and ping slaps against the dwarf.
Absolutely. Just...
Next would be Garnan,
Yep.
because the Dragonborn is gone.
Yep, she is honoring the rules, and she is not...
Garnan, gangbang!
Garnan is going to send Amara to the opposite side of the dwarf as Kazir, and then use his bonus action to swap places with her.
Just Garnet, a shadow behind the dwarf.
Shinderu.
You may find yourself low on allies. This is when you should prioritize getting them back up.
But not today. And smack.
Smack. You have advantage.
That was a D12.
Wow, that was a 12.
Gosh damn.
Wow.
8 plus
really,
15.
really low.
Well, higher than
Um,
15. Do you
17.
have the armor? Yeah. So
Yeah.
21.
8 plus 17.
So 25.
21.
Well, 8 plus 15. If it's 8 plus 15, wouldn't that be 20?
17.
7. Okay.
7.
So yeah, it would be 20. So 8 plus 17 would be 25.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, on the first one.
25.
But I say he cannot block that.
All right.
One
Second attack.
swing, 2 swing.
Hit.
I have to
with a
look.
natural 19.
Yeah, no. No.
And last
And
swing.
3 swing.
Hit again.
Yeah.
Damn.
I say, Garand, you literally,
He is gone.
as Tiny had said, Omae wa moe shinderu. The dwarf, Nani? How do you take him down, Wealth?
That might actually knock him out.
Garnan will similar as like he did to the boy, he will just smack, rest his sword on the shoulder.
And as you do so, you watch as he like casts a look at this hammer now down the ground. And he looks to you all and goes, "Aye, that is all I can do." And he will drop to a knee.
Alright. 3 from
You
the
fought
Solaris
badly.
win.
Could you say you fought badly?
Valiantly.
I
heard
thought that's what you
badly.
said. I heard badly. I was like, no way you said that.
Just Garnand going like, "Wow, you fought badly."
You're gonna fucking
I was
suck,
like,
man.
no
I thought you were
way.
good at fighting the team.
Blue walks onto the stage. Sometimes in fights, there isn't a way to win. Sometimes running is an actual option. Even under the god of battle, you need to know this.
Indeed.
Agreed.
There is no such thing
Those who
as an always win scenario.
those who live and run away live to fight another day.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I could have, but I won't.
Yeah.
I absolutely stole that from Call of Duty Zombies.
Hell yeah, dude. I know, don't think I didn't notice.
Like Black Ops 1 Zombies.
My first Call of Duty game.
I'll drop like healing on all three of them. Fuck my own team. They've taken their hits. Whatever.
Garnet just pats it because you're on the back. There,
I-
buddy. Gets health back.
Garnan
I
will
would
just like shrug and be like, didn't really hurt that much.
You feel
I
like
would ask.
beard is now slightly off.
I would ask you, if this had been a real fight, with both your allies gone down, possibly dead, what would you have done?
He looks at you and he goes, depends on the circumstances. If it's capable,
Naturally.
if I am capable of being able to reach them, I have abilities to heal. I have abilities to get us away if necessary. The gifts that
And if not,
then we save the civilians. We do what we need to protect as many as we can. No one person is more important than the rest.
it's just you three and us three fighting. No civilians here. Would you run, or would you fight?
He stands. There is valiance in fighting. But backs to the wall. I would continue to do what I can. In this circumstance, 3 versus 3, no way to win. My allies down. To help others, to do what I can, I would flee. And you see a bite to that, like he doesn't want to. Like Blue, you of all people, considering you talk to him, it's like there's a level of like hurt to saying he would flee.
To flee is not
is-
cowardice. It is brave to do
It
so
is good to
when
do
you need
so.
to.
Truly, I would do the same. If the Solaris fell around standing, I would leave them to their fates, whatever that may entail.
He has many times.
Only once I can think of.
I mean, there was that time with the dragon, and Philman took the fall, but we
It's the
won't talk about
dragon. Don't remember.
I say, he watches, he looks to you and goes, I have learned the lesson that fighting in a losing battle is not worth it. And this fight more just reaffirms that it's never too late to be reminded of the things you have learned.
Solaris, will you leave us in peace?
Yes, I have to go do a meeting anyways.
I want to go to bed.
Garnet, Kazoo, thank you for your services. Greatly appreciated.
Anytime.
To you as well, Blue.
Of
I love
course.
teaching lessons.
Blue's gonna give
Oh,
1
yeah.
platinum to the 3 winner. The 3
Winners?
There's
winners.
the loser.
The loser.
Team Dwanf. Team
I
Dwanf.
definitely needed this.
What goes up to the party members? Here's your allowance. Now go have fun.
So,
Don't spend it all in
for
one
them,
day.
for them to.
You're breaking.
Yeah,
Wanderer.
you are breaking, my friend.
Hi.
Oh, he's dead. My friend.
My friend.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Once the Sawyers do leave us,
Yep.
I did not wish to shame you.
No, I do not take that as shame. I understand that I am a bit abrasive. I don't show as much honor to myself as people above me as I should. But to be fair, if you knew my life, you would understand why I have some hesitancy to do so.
We all have our reasoning. However, been corrupted before,
Hmm.
and I will not see it corrupted again. Things such as arrogance, it brews pride,
Hmm.
and pride is what made us fall before.
Hmm. He looks to you, and you're afraid of that happening again.
And I'll bring my tone down. To be frank with you, fucking terrified.
That's fair. I always worry about becoming corrupt, like my family is. That's why I'm so stubborn. Sticking to my path as much as I can, puffing out my chest. My name comes to that of a gutter clan, and I refuse to let my name, or let the name of Silver Master fall to that. I gave myself to a cause to help people. That's all I want to do. And if I can do that with you, then please let me show glory in being of assistance.
I'll look up to Vlad, assuming he's still here.
You see Vlad on the balcony, has not moved, still watching the whole thing. You do see that he's standing a little bit firmer than he was before. Blue, with your passive perception, you saw that he was. You could definitely tell, like, he was getting really into it, like, oh.
He's been really bored.
Yes, he was really bored. No, actually,
Ah.
he's actually was very interested to see how these three would stand up to you guys.
No, I mean like doing the normal daily work.
Oh,
He was
absolutely.
bored with that. He wanted to see a fight.
Yeah, he's very much like, if he could, he'd be very much like the like arm like arm shaking. Exactly, like he kind of gives a nod to
I'll
you.
give a nod. I give a nod to him. I think you'll fit in well here.
You see him kind of like smile at that. In that case, he will extend out his hand to you. Allow me to properly introduce myself then. I am Nostrem, Silvermaster, Knight of Court. It is my honor to meet you.
And I am looking for something.
Absolutely.
I take his hand and I shake it. I am Belwraith Felindor, our cardinal to the Scale of War.
It is a pleasure that I can be of service to you and to the people.
I must be off. More things call to my attention.
I'm gonna say Vlad will kind of hop down. And he will go. I will probably have some training regimens and some work to do for you three. The Scales of War has been a bit understaffed, and with the Arcardinal's permission, I feel like the church could use a bit of cleaning.
Yes.
Of course.
Nothing says humble than showing and then doing the work of the backbone of our nation.
I'm sure Dathona can always use.
You see Vlad just smile at that. I'm sure she could whip them into shape. A couple of sweat drops.
Yes.
Report to the library. Inform Cardinal Dathona that I have sent you to aid her in whatever she needs.
You see them all give a bow. You see Aaron gives a much deeper bow as he was doing before. But then the three of them look to Vlad, and Vlad goes, I will escort you. Please come with me. Alrighty. So, with them walking away. Again, just so we don't get hung up on this too much, I say, Belwraith, what would you like to do tonight?
I need to talk to from the Raven.
Yep, Lady Eileen.
Lady Eileen. I knew it was an L name.
That's okay. But I say, there's not too much roleplay to be done there. She's basically showing you like some of the ideal plots of land that would be good for a new cemetery for the city. Basically, she shows you like some of the some of the layout and some of like the designs she has. And it seems to be a very like neutrally designed emblems. There is the note of the symbolism of the Raven Queen, because the Raven Queen does represent death. But the rest of the symbology seems to be more akin to nature, more tied to the other gods, as kind of a gesture of, as more of a kinder gesture to like, we do represent death, but I say death is incomplete without the rest of the gods there to cycle death into the new life.
Yeah.
And she shows you like kind of like some like there is some ideas of like a mausoleum to be able to be able to fit more people and to be able to give them more respectful deaths, especially for those who wish to cremate their dead.
It seem to have been very well thought out.
Yeah, it is very well thought out. Like, this is very methodical. Like, there's a lot of like, how do we best use this space? How do we make it so we don't use too much space, especially if the city wants to expand at any point?
After that, at that point, it would be probably about an hour of work to like get a proper, very well written pitch for the rest of the council, and then. But aside from that, it would have Belwraith's approval.
Absolutely. Basically, long and short, she's trying to be as respectful to the other gods as possible, and and more of a gesture of faith to Scales of War, of going like, I'm not pushing this. I'm simply like putting this out there that because of the casualties of the situation, we have too much dead. We wish to like, we could keep cremating, but then where do we go from there? Like, we need a place to be able to have them be able to reside. Otherwise, like, some households might have like 5 urns in them, and it's like, that's very dark and depressing.
You can't do that.
Yeah, no. So like, that's why she's just like, I want to do this because it will be beneficial to the city, and like, you are the Arcardinal. We are all coming together, and as a gesture of faith, as the head of the Church of Death, please let me help the city.
Yeah, absolutely. It really, at the council hearing, it really was like, yeah, I'm probably going to approve that. I just want to see where you're thinking.
Yeah, it's very like logistically, it is very much more.
It is approved.
Yeah.
Hooray.
But I say
carrying right along.
Democracy. But I say after that's approval. Is there anything else Belwraith would like to do?
Light work at the Scale of War, probably visit home, and then sleep.
Absolutely. But I say, your mother is overjoyed to see you. Same with your sister. Your father just kind of gives you like the nod of approval of like, son,
And it is returned.
About to say Ralron will meet up with you at the family home just because of the fact that now that he's out of a professional capacity, he very much, for a lack of better terms, geeks out about his position. Very much is
Yeah.
he's very much like he's always been a follower of Palor. He's always been happy to worship the sun. He's very happy to be able to now do it in a professional position and be able to work closer to you.
Yeah.
But I say,
Hooray!
hooray!
Just as a small note, they'd probably notice that he is distracted, but there's a million things going on, so it's not unheard of.
You know your mom would absolutely pick at that really hard.
He would not be saying a fucking thing.
I know. But you know your mom would be like looking at you very skeptically and like poking you. Probably your sister
There's-
too.
Most of what I'm stressing over is extremely classified.
Fair enough. But just remember, you are my son first. And I'm never not gonna be worrying about you.
I'm aware.
I'll say. So I will let this go. For now. But to say she kind of pinches your cheek. My big strong cardinal.
No reaction.
How do you react to that?
When this is all over, I will tell you something about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And you just see your dad go, leave him alone. This is his work. These are the things he must do. And we must be respectful of that.
Carrying on.
Absolutely. So that is Belrace night, as he is basically hard at work, but but very distracted, I imagine, with everything going on.
Extremely. But
That being said, that being said though, Kazir, is there anything that he would want to focus on tonight?
Nothing I could think of.
More just kind of taking in the town a little bit, being helpful, maybe partying with Blue.
Yeah.
maybe visit someone.
hit up the
Yeah, I
magenta.
could see him
Hit up,
visiting her.
yeah,
for a
hit up
bit.
the magenta leopard and just catch up with a friend.
Sunrays.
Yeah, Sunrays. About to say she would happily have Kazir's company. She'd probably like force some people out of like a private room so that way you guys can have a dinner together and just kind of catch up. I imagine Kazir would probably share that, what happened to his wife.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sunrays would look at you and go,
Which technically, wouldn't he know of the thing disappearing? Sorry, I just
yes, but
realized.
but the thing is that it hasn't really been talked about that the capital is gone. She's not a part of the church, so she doesn't know everything that's
Oh
happening.
no! I meant I just realized that Kazir almost always talks to his wife every night.
Yep.
So there's a sending stone, so
Yep.
he would have known something was up sooner. But that
But to be
way
fair,
back there, so-
based on what everybody's saying, nobody's been able to talk to anybody in the capital.
True.
So there's like a level of like something's up, but at the same time, like, once you got to,
True.
I am,
Yeah,
but
there would have been no way of knowing until.
mhm.
Yeah.
and
Anyways,
not to
never mind.
mention,
Right, and it was only like 3 days, so it wouldn't be too. freaky.
exactly, and not to mention because you wouldn't have used the sending stone until he was out of Starlum, because of the fact that
Oh yeah, true.
the sending stone you saw what happened when Blue tried to use the sending stone.
Yeah. I forgot about that. So it would be only like a day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, brain.
No,
just
it's all
clicked of
good.
Like, oh wait.
But I say you
Anyways,
do see Sunray like kind of like rather than like say anything, she kind of like puts her wine glass down and kind of sets out her food, and she just hugs Kazir. She kind of just holds him if he allows,
Oh, definitely. Kazir would hug her back.
and she just kind of comforts you for a while. Doesn't really do anything more than that, just more like a shared pain kind of experience.
Makes sense.
But I say,
Kazir would express his gratitude about that.
of course. And she would very much like, she kind of like shares, like, you know, it's never easy to lose somebody. And while, like, you know, never to give up on the fact that, you know, she's probably fine. But at the same time, it's like, could only imagine the heart attack Kazir is going through right now.
Oh yeah,
And it's just,
yeah, definitely.
it's more like, you know, as a friend would. It's more like, it's more like, hey, you're not alone. You will figure this out. And as we kind of lead on that, unless Kazir wants to do anything else,
Nothing I can think of.
and we as we leave on that somber note, Blue.
Hey.
But I say, I imagine you meet up with Autumn to make sure everything's set up.
Yes.
Was there anything else Blue wants to do outside of just basically performing the night away?
What time is it?
At this current moment, probably like early afternoon. About to say, like night will probably come in a few. It will probably come in about 4 or 5 hours.
Blue has a thing he wants to do.
Oh,
He's gonna go find. Yes. You know what? He's gonna go find Bip.
oh, fine, Bimp.
Yes.
That's easily done.
Oh,
As you, she looks to
good.
you. Hey, Blue, what's up?
I'm going back to the capital. There's something I need to check there.
Would you like me to come along?
If you like, I'm pretty sure Knackle was busy.
Well, Knackle's currently just helping out with some of the sick, since, you know, being a Warforged, he's immune to what is happening.
Yeah.
Would you
I
like?
think it'll be. No, I think it'd be best for him to stay and help the sick. But if you could come with me, that would be nice.
Of course. I'm about to say, I was just helping out with some of the decorations and everything, so I can step away.
Thank you. It won't take too long.
Absolutely.
Um,
All right. And would you like her to cast teleport, or would you like to?
Blue's gonna use his 8th level spot to cast teleport.
Absolutely. But there is no teleportation circle, but you are very familiar with this, so I still need you to roll a
Very
D.
familiar.
Yeah, you're very familiar, so you can roll a D100.
63.
63. But I believe that is a success, because it would be very low chances of you failing since you're very familiar.
Yeah, on target.
Yeah, on target. Basically, you essentially disappear, like almost like musical lines, just. And where do you teleport to exactly?
If possible, Blue's going to try to teleport kind of in where was you know what I'm looking for. Where was that hole?
About to say that would be
castle?
in Castle Westray, which you are very familiar with.
So he would teleport to the crater of Castle Westray.
Absolutely. As you teleport to where Castle Westray once stood, you find yourself standing over barren ground, like just, you know, not like destroyed ground, just like ground that grass wouldn't have grown on. You're basically standing on dirt. But literally near where you're standing, you see what appears to be. It's so weird to see the dirt ground go to and then there's just this perfect hole of stone and stone stairs going directly downwards. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's like Minecraft.
There.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft where it's like perfectly straight down, like it's like square ground, and then there's just exactly one hole that goes with stairs going down.
Blue moves to it and starts walking down the stairs.
Bimp will walk with you, and she will hold up her hand, and you will see that you will see some fire as she just uses produce flame to kind of see a little bit better. She can see in the dark, but it's just nice to have a fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
It's still here. That's good.
With your magic eyes, you would see that the wards are still up. That would be in this. So that would be in this location, as you see a very familiar door.
Can Blue open it?
As you reach for it, there is some abjuration magic, but with as you kind of hold close to it, the magic does not go off.
Would you like to stay outside or come in?
I would feel better if I came in with you. Say,
And he opens it.
absolutely. It opens with no resistance, no alarms, no nothing. The magic is still there. It's just that it doesn't go off with you opening it.
He heads inside.
As you do, you walk into what was a dark room. There are chains and stuff, and you see that this individual is chained, but you could tell, like, similar to before, it's more formality than anything else.
Yeah.
There is magic to restrain him, but he's not resisting. As you see this familiar.
This is the safest place he could be.
This is the safest place he could be. As you see, again, just to give a description, he looks as if he was like a harpy, but with no feathers whatsoever. Just like kind of pinkish flesh, with like hair, with like this weird like feathered hair. And you see that he, with this proboscis like beak, he turns to see you. Hello again.
Hello.
I don't feel.
You aware?
I don't feel their presence above me. What has happened?
There is nothing above you.
Oh,
Someone underneath control of the Lord of Debauchery was able to use a magic item to transport the entire capital to the abyss.
I see. He looks around the room. Whoever put up these wards deserves more money.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Whoever triggered it didn't know. Whoever did this didn't know I was down here. This is good.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure you were, safe.
Indeed. It's been many centuries, possibly millennia, since anyone's cared what's happened to me.
Well, you've helped me out, and even if it was in a, alternate way, it was still helping. And we have a common enemy.
Indeed. Indeed we do. I wish not for the prince or any other demon to find me or to cause issues.
And given the time, Blue would tell him what happened with the Demon Wet Pit mission.
Absolutely. He will kind of nod his head, talking about going through the labyrinth, and he kind of, like, you see him kind of a little surprised nodding his head. And then you see him go, so I helped you.
Did.
That is good. However, you find yourself now in a new situation. Do you know how the city was taken?
There was an experimental magic net. One that was similar to an infernal puzzle box, but instead of trapping it, changed location.
A transponding cube.
Yes.
That is old magic. I haven't seen that since the Age of Darkness.
They seem to have learned how to use it, and what's the city they were sent to?
Ozagras.
Azagras.
As-
I'm reminded of.
Mhm.
They sent the city to Azagras.
Hmm. How would you like?
Which
How would you like to make a deal? I can't do anything completely free. Comes with my. As he kind of still looks at his body. Kind of comes with my heritage. But I want to help. Even if it's just to stick it to that bastard in Nazagratz.
goes quiet for a second, then turns to Bimp. Could you step outside for a minute?
She looks at you and goes, Blue, I trust you. Be cautious.
Like, of course, always.
She will step out of the room. And she can't, unfortunately, she can't close the gate, but she will walk far enough away.
He looks over at him. What were you thinking?
I can't do anything for free. So the closest I can do is the bare minimum. I know how the cube works. I know how you can get it to pull the city back. But it will be tricky. And it will be dangerous. If you are willing to do so.
I am willing.
He will pull out his hand. And he will, like from the chain, and he will extend out his hand to you. I will give you a mark. An ancient one. That you can give to anybody. But once you pick someone, it cannot come off of them. The mark is set to your material plane, Bromia. It will work on the cube. But in order for it to work, you must strike the Lord of the Realm 5 times. Do you understand the severity of what I say?
I do.
But it will bring the city.
I-
But it will bring the city back.
But this one,
Absolutely.
we have to face the Lord and strike him 5 times.
5 times. For every time you strike, it will fill out the mark. Once the mark is filled, it will work on the transponding cube. But because it is in his realm, you need his power to send it back.
Are the marks connected? Does one person have to strike it 5 times, or would anyone with the mark?
Once you give this mark to someone, the mark cannot be moved again. So whoever does it has to strike. Whoever gets it must strike them 5 times.
Okay.
I can give it to you to give to whoever you see fit. But that person will have to be the one who activates the cube.
Okay.
However, as I've said, I cannot do this for free. In
Ida.
return, I wish for you to return the city so that I may have my haven, and you must watch over it. At least once a year. Are these acceptable terms?
You will not be harming the city, correct?
No.
Just resting.
Correct. Harming them will do me no favors. They give me sustenance. They give me what I need to survive. 100 years, maybe more. Enough time for the circle to spin before I make my escape. As he kind of wiggles his fingers, as you see the chains aren't really even holding him.
Yeah, he kind of assumed that. Alright. That I would agree to these terms.
Fair enough.
I was planning on making steady angles.
If these terms are acceptable, he will extend out his hand.
With the once a year part,
Yes.
due to how this magic works, we need to make it definite on what type of year.
24 hours within the city. Straight. Once a year.
Most material realm tides.
Yes, 24 hours, material realm time. As long as Blue Ward lives and breathes in the mortal plane.
I will agree to these terms.
With these,
It's
and you notice that
Dude,
he's being very ambiguous with as long as you live and breathe in the material plane, meaning that if you
Yes.
are out of the realm, if say there's time dilation, it will not affect the deal.
yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, he's being
he-
purposely ambiguous on that.
Is he getting anything via foresight?
Foresight. That is say, or like specifically to see if the deal is true, or in like it goes to
Yeah.
plan. You see that he is straightforward. Everything seems to go as it should. There does not seem to be any problems with making this deal.
And we will put his hand out.
Hmm.
Once again, we are making another deal.
As you do so. Sim Blue, this time the mark is a little bit different. You see the marking on your body, kind of like a tattoo, but it feels weird. It almost feels like it's a magic that you can kind of shift and move. That mark. All you have to do is give that to whoever you wish to have the mark. And the mark looks like an hourglass.
All right.
And to put this in perspective, I can draw a little bit of a diagram. Very much, it looks to be no problem, Wolf. But I say,
Yeah, that's fine. We're ending a little after.
I was about to say. Basically, it looks like one line, two line, 3, 4.
Yeah,
and then
the only thing after this is the festival, and that's just like a roll.
Yeah, you're good. Good night, Wolf.
Hey.
I say, but you notice that it's exactly 5 lines. If that makes sense.
Where'd you?
I drew it on the thing and then I.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wasn't looking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were looking. That's my bad. But yeah, it basically looks like an hourglass. Like one line that the 2 lines that intersect to create the glass. One line up top to show the top. One line on the bottom to show the bottom, and then one line that kind of represents the sand.
Oh,
Fair.
Yep, 5 lines
interesting.
for 5 strikes.
I do
If it
dealing with this one.
if it does not bother you, I wish to stay here. These wards will keep me
Oh.
safe.
No, of course. It is safe here. I understand.
Yeah, don't.
Because
I'm not exactly a kind creature. I'm looking out for myself.
no, of course. I was not even thinking of trying to make you leave this place.
That's appreciated. Do you see like the
You
beak?
need
You see the beak kind of give you a look. I am.
you
I
need it.
I have sustenance and I have water for several days. I do not need to eat as much as you mortals, so I do not. I can make this last for as long as it needs to.
Just keep things for a second. Would you like a decanter of endless water?
Mm. This would be useful.
Going to give him that.
He will take it. I say, this will make sure that my water is fresh. I don't have to worry about
Yes.
it going stagnant. This is
Alright,
appreciated.
of course. If I'm gonna, be the protector, I might as well make your stay nice here.
This is appreciated. I will, as the captor, as the captive, I will stay put.
Thanks.
Hmm.
Truly.
Don't get too attached, Mr. Ward. I am your captive, and I will resist when I feel the need to.
I have a feeling I'll be long dead by that point.
Smart.
That is later generations' problem.
Indeed.
My problem is he shows the hand.
Yeah. He looks to you and goes, "It is quite the problem. Best of luck."
Yes. Thank you. And he goes and he is going to close the gate.
The seals all are set back as they were before. And Bimp looks to you. So how bad is the deal?
Honestly, he's gonna start talking while walking. It was one of the simplest ones. After getting the city back, I just have to visit here once a year for 24 hours.
That's it?
As long as I live and breathe on this realm.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
He seemed to very much not like this lord in particular.
I mean, the Prince of Debauchery, or the corrupted prince, has a bad reputation with a lot of people. Would make sense that that this one might have a grudge against him. Wonder what
Yeah.
for?
As he probably got screwed over.
Probably.
As they walk, Blue's going to show the hand and show the hourglass marking.
Oh,
He gave me a way to get the city back.
all right. Do you explain to her like how it works?
Yes.
She kind of like rubs her chin. So who are you going to give it to?
It doesn't have to be hits that do much damage. It just has to hit.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna give it to Boeth. He seems to be the best at actually hitting things.
That's fair.
While Garden seems to be the best at dealing damage, he seems more consistent with his hits. Since Belworth has plus 19, Garnet has plus 15.
That makes sense. Belray probably would be. Plus, it would be harder for him to hit for the prince to hit him back.
Yes. So it'd be less dangerous for him to be in close combat.
Indeed. We should
So
still.
I think all around, he's the best choice.
We should still err on the side of caution, though. It means we have to get into melee range with the Prince of Debauchery.
Yes. But we have a way back.
True.
Before this, none of us know how to use that cube, and we didn't have a connection to this plane. Or a ticket out of that plane. We were flying in blind, but now we have a plan.
A dangerous plan.
Dangerous plan, but hey, what's the fun in a non-dangerous plan?
She, like, smiles a little bit at that. Fair, but we should still err on the side of caution. Belwraith will not be doing this alone.
Well, no.
And
I will be providing Belwraith with every buff I can.
in the meantime, don't forget.
Belwraith will do what he wants.
And don't forget that we'll more than likely meet Valismir there as well. Are you prepared
More
for
than
that?
likely meet Solomon there.
True. As well as any other,
It's-
as well as any other bard that they might have been experimenting on.
Yes. But I will be ready. Oof. There's a party tonight. Come join the party.
I feel like, honestly, Blue, a night of actually celebrating our victory. I honestly, nothing would make me happier.
One thing we haven't gotten to do since what? Either in Makanali or I don't count the ball that the king did as celebrating.
I wouldn't count that as well, personally. We were kind of there against our will.
And the party was crashed by assholes.
Not to correct, but wasn't there a party after we defeated the former Arch Cardinal? My brain just shit on
Jahath,
me.
there was
Yeah.
there was a bit of a party, but it was very subdued because of the fact that like a lot of people were still in mourning.
Everyone was dying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
So, and while there's still
It's more of a funeral than a party.
Yeah, it was
But-
a funeral.
Makes sense.
but
That's fair. That's completely.
But there
fair.
was some very
We-
somber celebration though.
We weren't celebrating our success. We were celebrating the liberation. of
Exactly.
the place.
This is
That makes sense.
this is
This is
directly
for us.
celebrating your guys' success. And I will say this, Blue, as you guys teleport back, I imagine you help finish up getting the party good to go.
Yep.
I would, as you step out on stage to a massive crowd, a lot of people come together. Like a bunch of people come together for this. You probably like Blue. This is probably the largest concert you've had in a while, as you see a couple thousand people. Don't forget, Padstow is a massive city.
Yeah. And
You see people on rooftops to
said-
watch.
hell yeah. They said that they were making it to where everyone could hear him. Is it that like a thaumaturgy?
Oh yeah,
enchantment, or
like picture like if I had to make a comparison, think of like you were on think of like being in a like a stadium and you see like they have like a microphone set up with massive sound station essentially.
I do have a thing that I did
Yeah,
a description of what he's doing.
absolutely. Go ahead.
At first, I should roll performance first
Absolutely.
because I have one for each.
Because I don't need to.
you
I don't need to give you advantage, but I would give you advantage if you. About to say if you didn't already have it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm doing a funny thing. So at plus 1d4 plus So 42. I think that's enough for what I wanted to do.
Absolutely, go ahead.
So first off, blue starts with a more somber tone, and it slowly picks up as blue floats into the air. And as he continues playing, blue starts actively dancing with his shadow as he's able to conjure it into an actual being.
Hell yeah.
Oh, cool.
He gives such full performance of him kind of flying around.
How Peter Pan of you.
Yeah.
Gotta say. And blue, it is a. I mean, Kazir, as we had spoken before, you said that Kazir would be would stray that Kazir would be in the audience.
Yeah, he would.
Gotta say, keeping his mind off of things.
Just to
Trying to,
correct from
yeah.
earlier, Belrith would probably also be here
Oh, absolutely.
somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, probably not like trying to take center stage or anything like that, but
Absolutely not.
I say probably off to probably like hanging out
With
somewhere.
his family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his family probably would want to attend this, considering that it's a moment of celebration.
Yeah.
Your sister's probably being uber loud. Your brother's probably trying to go like, "You're being calm down." Like it's like we can celebrate in a more calm manner. But and obviously like your mom is right there with your sister, just going like, "Don't be a funny Eddie." Woo! Like just straight up. And Valorith, you would feel a presence as Blue is putting on the performance of a lifetime. As you just feel,
Turn her face.
yeah, you would see Dithana walk up beside you, and you would just see that she would put her hand in yours, if you would allow it.
Oh, of course.
Give
Make Defana roll insight.
Absolutely. 27.
He's horny.
Yeah, Belrith is thinking about something very specific.
Oh.
She would have to worm it out of him, but there is probably two specific things on his mind, actually.
Oh. She would absolutely like kind of dig into you for that. You know you can you know you can talk to me about anything.
We would have to go somewhere more private. Not like that.
I say she kind of gives a knowledge, like she could tell you're being serious. But I say easily can take you easily you go to like a probably like near like one of the private houses near the wall where the sections divide.
Yeah.
What's going on, Valerie?
I suppose to me it's somewhat older news now, but I can't quite get my mind off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was killed again.
She gives you a look. How so?
In a way that I should not have come back from. I was disintegrated. I remember the feeling of forgetting that parts of me ever existed as they were disappearing. It wasn't painful. In the moment, I wasn't even afraid, because in my mind it never was there. As my feet disappeared, they never existed. My memories of them never existed. It disappeared.
She kind of nods to you, because she understands your guys' line of work is incredibly dangerous. So she nods because she understands. Like, I mean, like, you guys have seen the worst of what could happen to somebody, considering like you've seen your own comrades raised as zombies.
I remember waking in front of the Reaper,
Lou,
and for just
Okay.
a moment, I had thought that I never existed.
And how did he respond?
I don't quite remember.
Death will do that to you.
There is something else.
Oh.
We would need Vlad's attention for this as well. This is business, unfortunately.
No, what kind of business?
Make a perception check.
Absolutely. That is a 20 wing.
She notices that Belwraith is looking down at his arms. Like, forearms.
She looks up at you and goes, Belwraith, you can tell me anything. I swear to Tyr I won't say a word without your permission.
I have not been following Tyr since I left.
She looks at you and roll an insight check.
Insight. 19.
She is not surprised.
I've been following 2 others.
I had a feeling when we first danced at the king's ball. Something was off. You weren't how you were before. And I knew that I could not feel the what's be the term for it? The aura of order coming off of you. Not in the same way. May I ask who?
Yain and Fuldir.
I don't need a roll for Yain. She knows who Yain is, but for Fuldir. Well, she's proficient in religion. So that it would be a 22, so she would know who Fuldir is. And she goes, Yain makes sense. For your abilities to still work. He is connected to Tyr. The god of satyrs? And the Fae?
Trickery.
Yeah.
I relied on him when I was in a darker time. Since then, we've grown slightly more apart.
How so?
I've not needed his gifts.
Well, I assume these are the 2 that helped you.
It goes further.
I will say, for the sake of brevity, do you tell her everything?
I put out my arms, hands up, and would you roll up my sleeve?
She will do so. Very, not too aggressively, but, firmly enough to lift up and see the markings. Hmm. You've been marked. You have died several times, haven't you?
4 by my count.
She kind of nods as like a level of like that tracks. I mean, Belraith, it's not. I mean, it's not unheard of for like Tyr to mark somebody that has been saved,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where it's like, but this is different. No one's ever been marked by two gods. It's one of the it's a special circumstance that happened for somebody who follows two different levels of divinity. And she kind of looks at you and goes, I understand why you would hide this. While neither of them are evil in any way, you are technically the head of a head of the Church of Order. If it was just Yain, then I would say that you probably could get away with this. But as she kind of looks at the symbol of Foldir, there would be some questions from some of the most devout followers of Tyr.
I think even with Yain, there would be.
Considering he's more of domain of chivalry and knighthood, more than order.
I will be completely and utterly truthful. The only reason that I maintain this position is because it offers me a title that allows me to get to places that I would not otherwise be able to.
Belrith, you just described how most people with power use it.
I suppose.
It's not nefarious or evil to use your power for the specific reason you use it. You're not abusing it. You're not punishing people for it. You aren't taking advantage of people. And you see her kind of fold her hands in yours. Not like our friend. Or what he.
But by remaining in this position, I am lying to everyone around me.
Alright. The church is implementing the other gods being involved for a reason.
An implementation that I moved for.
Yes, but it was one that has been needed for a long time. You wouldn't be the first Dark Cardinal to suggest it.
But with my situation, it changes the light.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But at the same time, you have to understand, someone had to. Whether it was you or whoever would have taken your position, this was something that needed to happen. I'm a devout follower of Tyr, but that does not mean I don't understand the importance of the other members of the Pantheon. And with what happened to Jahath, if we wouldn't have had outside help, only the gods would know what would have happened to Scales of War. And you know that firsthand. And Belrith, you can't help but remember the dream, the vision Tyr had given you of seeing chains turning red and order becoming corrupted.
Even still, I don't plan on keeping this position. As soon as the war with the skull comes to a cease, I plan on forfeiting the position to whoever will take it.
She kind of nods and goes, no one will blame you. They would probably still want to keep a close tie to you, though. Solely for your influence and your knowledge, especially with everything that's happened. You'd still be a valid resource, Belwraith. I mean, weren't you the one who requested from the Queen to try to create a sect in the church?
Of course. Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with you lying to people, but you didn't do it for nefarious reasons. You are not evil. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the better, because at the end of the day, I agree with your morality. This does need to come to light. But I don't want you thinking that you are a villain for doing what you've done.
I don't believe that this should come to light. I think that if it does, it may undermine every decision that I have made.
And that is fair. Order is not always as straightforward as people believe. Sometimes things must happen without people knowing. That being the case, though, I would agree the other person you probably should share this with is Vlad. He would be the best. He has the most connections, especially with all the changes to Scales of War. He'd be able to help with any transitions that need to happen. Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
But I think you should save that for now. She kind of like gives you a smile. He has a lot on his plate recently.
I'm sure.
But with that off your chest, she kind of grabs your arm. Your family is out there. Your friend is giving on the performance of a lifetime. Can we please celebrate for once and not just be feeling dour? For me.
I don't promise anything.
And I don't expect everything. Just for you to try, and she will start to drag you out the door, like not in like a get over here, but like she's like pulling your arm, so you kind of like are off
Yeah.
weight and you have to follow.
Yep.
And as the night goes on, it's not insane or crazy by any means. I imagine you guys are just having like some light drinks, having fun. I imagine Kazir isn't getting smashed.
Yeah, correct.
But as the night goes on, Blue gives on one hell of a set. Probably one of the best performances he's ever done. The night goes on. Eventually, the city has to go to sleep. And as the dawn awaits you all, with what you know and what you have capable, and the things you have to do going forward, that is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Good ending.
I say, good session, guys. This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I say, got some fun role play with all the leaders of the churches. Got some information. But I say, got to have a fight that wasn't gonna kill anybody.
I could have, though.
You
And
could
I
have.
should have killed that dwarf. I should have killed that dwarf.
Gotta say, you guys. Gotta say, Blue went back and was able to get some more information about what's going on, and even a way to actually use the transponding cube to be able to bring the city back.
Which is a very big
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, because if you guys would have just left him be, it probably would have been a lot harder to figure out how to get the transponder cube to work for you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't normally go between planes. But, that being said though, for stream, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And make sure you stay frosty, my friends, because I'll be back at it again on Monday with some more Elden Ring with Walph.